about to go for clinicals. When she went to spend holiday with the daddy's junior brother, the daddy junior brother raped her. The last thing she remembered was taking meat pie. And she went missing for 3 years. After the rape, she went missing for 3 years. They looked for her for 3 years. In the midst of that, the mother had an accident and the hair burnt. Differences. I can't go into details of this. You see, many of us that grew up did not stay with our parents, that stayed with some people. You need trauma counseling. Listen to me. You were brought up by a single mother. You need trauma counseling. In fact, you hear people say in Nigeria now, don't marry anybody that was raised by a single mother. In case you have not heard, it's a news everywhere. In fact, it's counseling that people give people. It is not their fault. It is not handling trauma and bringing those things into marriage. So there are many things we need to really look at and think about. And I'm here to tell you, you need to heal, or else you will mess up many things in your life. Do we understand this? We will not all heal in the same way. For many of us, we just need somebody to talk to. We need to just make up our mind that we are going to heal. The second thing we want to talk about today, if I ask you, do you know your spouse? Many of us will say we do. What do you know about your spouse? Many times we know about people, we don't really know them. It might surprise you as we go through what we need to go through now. Well, most likely that you know your spouse, but you don't know your spouse too well. What I want to do, I will start by saying, I think it's psychology. It is not Bible. There are many areas of knowledge, research, that can help us build our marriages, that can help us with our lives. So the first thing I want to talk about now is I'm not talking Bible. I'm really talking psychology. And I can bring Bible into it, but I don't want to impose biblical figures into psychology. You know you can interpret the Bible by, I've made up my mind. This is what I want this person to know. And there's no scriptural verse for it. But I misinterpret scriptural verses to make it look biblical. That's what we call exegesis. Exegesis. It is you imposing your thought on scripture. So I don't want to do that. So I will not want to say this person is sanguine, this person is phlegmatic. The Bible never spoke about sanguine, about melancholy, about phlegmatic. So I will not come and tell you that Samson is phlegmatic. The Bible did not say Samson was phlegmatic. So I don't want to impose that. So we want today to really talk about our differences in personality. And if we understand our differences, it will and it could help us in having good marriages. So the topic given to talk about now is personality. Okay, so our personality, our temperament, and marriage compatibility are interconnected aspects that plays a significant role in building a harmonious and lasting relationship. Understanding each other's personality traits, temperament, and compatibility can help couples navigate the ups and downs of marriage. Some of us, I just look at myself and I discover that I'm just plain lucky. Because I believe there are many knowledge I need before I got married that I did not have. But God, I was just lucky. God still made sure I choose the right person. Because by virtue of knowledge, what I should know before I got married, even though I got married maybe around 31, I did not have them. I did not know anything about the personality of my wife. I do not know anything about handling a woman. I do not know anything about the emotions up and down of marriage. It's just that at that kind of age, I'm supposed to get married. And all my friends were getting married. So I did not marry because we were getting married, but it was a time because for our age to get married. And we're all getting married. And some of us were lucky by God's favor, and many among us were not lucky. I have friends that are separated. I have friends that are divorced. Not for their choice, but because there are some things they need to know. They do not know. I'm here to tell you, number one, that marriage is hard work. There are things you have to go out of your way to learn. Don't leave your marriage by pay as you go. And as we get there, we cross it. There are people that have learned the hard way, and they teach. They have learned the hard way. They put it in writing so that you can learn from them. When they say experience is the best teacher, it doesn't necessarily have to be your own experience. Listen to me. You don't need to take poison for you to know if it can kill. You will be dead before you know. You'll be dead before you know. That is why experience is not always the best teacher. Or experience of others can be a teacher for you. Your own experience might kill you. Do we understand this? So we need to understand many things. And marriage is hard work. We need to put hard work of knowing each other to it. I'm here to tell you that if we know each other a little bit more, we will not have all this unnecessary disagreement and all those things. If my wife is angry now, it no longer affects my ego. Before, you not just think about it. Why are you talking to me like that? I don't you know I'm a man. You don't talk to a man like that now. Now, whatever my wife say, let her talk. Whatever to do, it doesn't matter. I know she's not talking because she hates me. I know she's not talking because she's not submitting. I know she's not talking because she's looking down on me. It's her way of expressing that. Once I understood that, there's no wala again. You are talking. When you talk, you finish. Meet me at the other side. Express yourself. Life goes on. And like I tell you, in my own house, we keep talking. There's no time that we don't talk. You are angry, we are talking. It's good morning. You do, welcome back. But whatever it is, we'll kill. Don't get to a time you don't talk to your family. The devil will take advantage of it. Don't get to that time that you don't talk. Or maybe talk is not the right one. That you don't communicate. That you are not in a talking time. Even though the talking might not be smooth like it used to be. But if it is don't talk to your children. If it's do continue talking. When you stop talking, the devil comes in. Go and ask Adam and Eve. So we need to understand our personality. And when we are talking about personality, we are talking about our individual characteristics, our traits, and our pattern of behavior. So you should know the characteristics of your spouse, the trait of your spouse, and the pattern of behavior of your spouse. You should know the pattern. This is what my wife does when she's menstruating. You should know. It should be a pattern for you. This is what my wife can do when she is angry. You should know. So when she is angry, you know she's going to do this. Calm down and receive the thing. That means you know the person. Hello, are you here? Do you understand what I'm talking about? So, and that anger will not be more than 5 or 10 minutes. Some people's angers are 2 weeks. Lucky. Now you marry the person. You go, look at the 2 weeks anger. But you know say, now 2 weeks you go again. Some will know say, now 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now that you know that the anger is for 3 months, know how to manage the thing for 3 months. Do we understand? Once you know and you manage it, you enjoy your marriage. People have been telling us this morning that different marriages are different. That different people have different marriages. And people say that a lot. But we need to be careful of those statements. There are principles in the Bible that makes marriages work. When you don't work by that principle and your marriage is not working, it does not mean that you can live your life anyhow. Do we understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying marriages are alike. Marriages are totally different. But the principles of having a good marriage, they are all alike. So you have to. So our personality, it shapes how we think, how we feel, how we interact. So I need to know my spouse to an extent of his spouse, and I know this how he thinks. Now, let me give you an example. Do you know that it's not every time that you pray and you ask God for things that he will answer you? Oh God, I'm listening for your voice. Talk. He's not ready. He's not talking. And you need to take an emergency decision. What do you do? Let me give an example. Your dad is not at home. You call your dad. He's not picking the phone. But a decision needs to be taken immediately before your dad calls. Come. And it must be taken. Will you say you are not going to take the decision? If you don't take it, maybe it's a life and death decision. If you don't take it because you have not heard from your dad, what will happen? The person dies. Maybe it's your junior brother. You don't want the person to die. But you need to take decision. How then do you take decision? When you can't connect to your daddy. That is how there are some important decisions we need to take in our lives. And we need to hear God. And it looks as if you are not hearing God. What do you do? Personality. You know the personality of God. You know his character. You know what his word says. You know what he will do. Based on that, you take that decision. And most of the time, that decision does not fail. So, when we get to know personality, we know how the person thinks. We know how he feels. We know how the person will react. So, we act based on that. So our personality are influenced by our genetics. My brother will say nature and nurture. Listen to me. Many of the things in life are the way we are born or the way we are raised up. Our nature, how we are given, we have nothing to do with it. And then our nurture. That one also, we don't really have much to do with it, but sometimes we nurture ourselves also. How that person was brought up, know it. Now that you are married, you are married. Now that you are married, you are married. Learn that and learn to live with what you got. And let me tell you this. Everyone that married, we married our spouses. They have both assets and liabilities. Every one of us. You need to know how to increase the assets and how to now manage the liabilities that comes with their personalities. If you understand what I'm saying, say amen, let me hear you. I need to know you are here. So our upbringings are different. Our life experiences are different. That is why we need to talk to ourselves, understand where we are coming from, understand our experiences, understand our past. It is based on that we can react to you and take care of you better. After all of you don't know today, say, Mama, no, they shock me. No, I know they see him. Even though I took yesterday by bribery. It's not that I hate it. In fact, sometimes I take it. But it's an experience. I see sometimes it brings memory of the past. Because our upbringings are different. But that's my wife's favorite meat. What do? You understand each other and manage each other around it. Do we understand? That is why we need to have understanding of your past. People you stayed with, the school you went through, what you went through, what makes you tick, what breaks your heart. Now, can I ask you that question again? Do you know your spouse? Do you? Sir, ma'am, if I don't know you well, I can't treat you well. If I know you well, I will treat you well. And for me to know you well, you must teach me you. I am not an angel. I am not the Holy Spirit. You must teach me you. You must teach me you. So, let's go on. Let me run though. So, temperament. It refers to our emotional. So, you should know the temperament of your spouse. The emotional and psychological aspect of your spouse's personality. What makes your spouse angry? What makes your spouse happy? What's your spouse passionate about? You must know these things for you to have a good, enduring, and lasting marriage. A joyful one, for that matter. So our temperament influences how we respond to situations, stress, and relationship. In fact, everything that was done in the first part, we can do it for temperament. That's what decides how you respond to things. Now listen, based on our temperament, I think I'm an extrovert. Am I? They say, you ask the wife, am I an extrovert or an introvert? You don't want them to know. I think without that, I'm an extrovert, and I used to be a very extreme one. Ministry, call, and the hand of God made me almost an introvert. I don't go out anymore. I don't do. 3 days ago, I was in Ogumosho. I enjoyed myself, but I did not talk to anybody. I was at the corner seated. They were blasting the party music. I missed those music so much. I sat there. I was listening to the music. The thing they hit me. But everybody everywhere I was there, pastor, everywhere. Everybody, almost everybody knew me as pastor on Facebook. Somebody came to me, I see you on television. And so I sat at one corner. I was enjoying the music. That kind of thing, I don't allow them to play in the church because some people will lose control. You know, I was really enjoying the music, and I say, thank God. And at least for one day, maybe another 3 years again, I might enjoy this kind of music again. My wife knows that. There are some musicians that play. My wife will say, your friend. See your friend. They are playing your friend. But I don't listen to them anymore. I don't. The call has taken that away from me. I go from work. I come to church. I go home. I was a very outgoing person. Now my children think I don't go out. They are forcing me. Daddy, let's go out. I don't go out anymore. Because going out can turn out a button on me. I can do something outside where they are playing music. You will not know I'm a pastor. So I will not go out. Some of you think when I say I don't know how to dance. I know how to dance. So it's just that when I started now, I may cause problem in church. So I decided not to do some dancing again. I love music. What drugs and alcohol do to people, music does to me. And because I know music can do that to me, and will affect my call, I stopped it. So when we are talking about this, by the hand of God and experience and teaching, sometimes you are an extrovert and you almost become an introvert without knowing who you are again. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's just basically what I'm trying to say. So let's go. So that's what our temperament will do. Now, so there are many psychological tools that helps people to know personality. I don't know if you know this. There's what we call psychometric test now in HR. You can pass the test and be the best in the employment exam, and they will not give you the job. And I want us to do part of the test here. You can pass the test. If they need a marketer and you are an introvert, there's every likelihood they will not give you the job. You pass the test, but an introvert cannot talk to somebody he's meeting for the first time. So they will not give him the job. Not because he can't pass the test, but the test of practicality, he can't do it. So we can't put you in sales when you want to talk to person. Bro, Benji. Before you start talking, somebody will have taken the sales. But you were brilliant in school, you have first class, but they can't give you that job. Why? There is a personality test. And you need to really understand it. So there are many personality tests. What I want us to do today is the most popular one. If you want to assess your personality, there are many tools that are used. There is Myers-Briggs. I've done that before. If you need it, we are going to do that today. Enneagram personality test. In fact, that is what is used most by churches in America now, even though some people are kicking against it. Remember where I started from? This is not Bible. These are psychometric and psychological tools. So some people believe that once it's not Bible, you should not even touch it. So there are many churches in America now use Enneagram. Formerly, but the most popular is the first one, Myers-Briggs. There is DISC. I've done that before, and Strength Finder. If you want all this one, I can give you the tools for you to do the test for yourself. Now let's move on. So, benefit of understanding our personalities and temperament. Please, I'm sorry you might not see it. Let me just rush because of our time. When we know our personality, it improves communication. You know how this person is. The communication improves. You know how to talk to the person. You know what to do to the person. When we know our personality, it enhances empathy and understanding. I know this is the background. I know this where it's coming from. So I can empathize. I know these are the experiences the person has gone through. So I can empathize better and better understand the person. From what my wife was saying in the past, you discovered that we had easy quanta or friction on many things before we started understanding each other. And that's why the first 3 years of marriage is the most important one. If you survive the first 5 years, there is this tendency of really surviving your marriage. And that's why when we're planning this program, we're first of all planning for age 0 to 5. But we just say, well, let's show it open so that we can all just share ideas. If you understand your spouse's personality, it will enhance empathy. It will enhance understanding. It will increase your conflict resolution skills. What was this? There was a time that I just look at it. What is wrong with this woman, my wife? She has, something that, you look at it. This is not an issue, but the person has made it a big issue. What is this now? Then we started talking, and then it talks about in the past when I was here. This happened when I was there. That happened when I was here. Nobody told me. I just understood. When that happens and she is doing that, I just calm down. It is the experience of that. You even imagine. I never thought about it. She told you the reason why she doesn't go to gas. Because stayed with his senior brother, whose children thought the virtue of how she was working and doing everything up, the children thought she was a house girl. So to now turn gas at home. I don't know Tina. Now I know Tina Inkosabo. It doesn't touch the gas. Now me they do everything. Just carry gas, put the gas, turn the gas, everything. But thank God I never asked. And she said it. I thought one day I was ready to pray for mercy. Said I should go and turn the gas. I said, okay, let me come and teach you. In case I'm not at home. You heard what she said. That I should teach the children. I taught the children are no longer home now. So what happened? One day I will have traveled and not be at home. You will see what will happen to you. You are all laughing. We are using ourselves as an example for you to all know we are all the same, facing our challenges and resolving them. A good marriage is a marriage in which we all have good conflict resolution skills. Once you have good conflict resolution skills, forget it. You will enjoy your marriage. Because there will always be a conflict between us. Okay? So understanding our personalities will give us deeper emotional intimacy and so on and so forth. Challenges and limitation of this personality test and what do we call it? All these tests that we are talking about, it has its challenges. No two individuals are identical. Even if two of you, they say your personalities are the same. Because Myers-Briggs only have 16 personality types. Even in that 16 personality types, if both of you fall into it, you are still not identical. In fact, I was doing the test before I came up, and I discovered that there were two that I fall within. So it's really neither here nor there. Many times it will work. Most of the time it will not work. But the fruit of the Spirit will always work well in our marriages. Hello, are we here? No matter. So that's why you should not say, me, I am sanguine. Oh, I am sanguine. And for sanguine, they don't do. Me, I am AA. Oh, for AA, they do not do this. I heard people saying AA have malaria. Say AA. Say, rain not the fall. We AA. Rain not the fall. I am AA. My wife is AA. My children are AA. We don't have malaria. When people say they have malaria, I started handling that. Sometimes my wife is a nurse. Sometimes it goes a long time. Say, all of you come and take malaria. I say, I'm not taking. I could do 5 years without taking malaria medicine. 5 years. I can't. In fact, I've done 10 years before without taking malaria medicine. And now I will not come and impose that on you and say I'm supernatural or it is by anointing. That 10 years, there was no anointing. None at all. Do we understand that? So what we are saying that two people are not identical. So you can be sanguine, and your sanguine be sanguine, sanguine, lokoja, sanguine, that, and they'll be different. So stop telling you. And one of the things I hate the most is I am Libra. I am Capricorn, I'm Sagittarius. You know we Leo, you know we Scorpio. You are a Scorpio? I'm not Scorpio anywhere. So that is why many people don't like these things, these tests, because it makes you put your trust in all these things and not your trust in the word of God. So what I'm telling you now, no matter what I show you, no matter what the thing says you are, the Bible said the fruit of the Spirit is love, peace, self-control. That is what we should know you by, not this. Hello, are we here? This is just meant to help us understand one another better and see how we can manage ourselves better. Not for us to say, this is what I am. You know me, I am melancholy. And melancholy, we know they take anything. Anything I say, I stay by it. You yourself, you be my husband, you saw it, Pastor show us today. What I'm showing you is to help your marriage, not to make you dig down and say, even they show it on the screen in the church, didn't you see it? So when you see some people snapping some things, it is so that they can, you are snapping, it's not because. I hope you are not snapping so that you go and prove and say, even pastor, now pastor show us, say, I be sanguine or whatever. That's not what I'm here to do. If I have my way, all what I will teach with this, and I think I should find time to look at it and see the effect of the fruit of the Spirit on all this and write a book about that for marriages. That's what we should really work on. Is that okay? Now, let's go on. So, number 2, our personality and temperament evolve over time. By experience, by the wala in the house, by you learning, by the power of the Holy Spirit, by you getting better. So, it will evolve. So, while doing the test, you might not really, sometimes you will find some difficulty on where you will fall. Because the Holy Spirit has worked on you, you are changing, you are moving from glory to glory. The path of righteousness is like a shining light that shines brighter and brighter, and that is who you are. And do we understand that? Okay. And what I keep saying, the fruit of the Spirit has a powerful influence of changing every negativity of every personality. I'm not really here to talk about, I will have done the positive side and negative side of every personality. But I just want to see this personality. If that personality marries this personality, what do you think will happen? All of us can discuss all this and enjoy ourselves. We have experiences of different rooms to talk about. Now, compatibility is not a guarantee of success. There are some people that marry, they say this marriage is made in heaven. This woman is quiet and this man is this. This is that, this is that. They met all the test requirements in life, but it did not last 1 year. These compatibility tests, they are not a guarantee of success. The guarantee of success is still the word of God. And me, I will still say it again. The fruit of the Spirit, they are guarantees of success for you. There's nobody that lives by the fruit of the Spirit and fails as a Christian. He did not say by their gift you will know them. He said by their fruit you know them. You can speak in tongues and fail as a Christian. But you can't live at peace, have self-control, and fail. And listen, in case you don't know, the fruit of the Spirit are superior, better than the gift of the Spirit. But most of the time we don't pray for it. Everybody is praying, Lord, gift of healing. So that if I touch you, you somersault and fall and come back another time with a broken head. Many people that even lay hands on people, they have no love for the people they are laying hands. Some are laying hands, they see it's you. They put one leg behind you and touch you so that you will fall. That's meant to be a joke. Okay, so let's know that. Now let's move forward. Our personality determines many aspects of our lives. Our personality determines our career choices. You see, what this helps us to do sometimes is I look at it and I say, I don't like talking to people. I like staying at home. I like staying with myself. What kind of job do you think is better for me? I think for that, an auditor will be good for me. I think you know that. An auditor will be good for me. Things like what? A writing book, being a scientist that does investigation, because I want to be myself. So if only Nigeria were good, this would have been work for us. You will know some work you should not even apply for. But now you have applied for some work, they are giving you targets, they are giving you problems. You are always praying, not knowing that your temple, the way what God created you, the way he created it does not fit into that work. You see, that's some of the challenge I have with some evangelism style, where we believe that once we go out, everybody has the capacity to meet people on road and talk to them. It's not everybody. You think it's everybody that will see somebody they have not met before and start talking to them? It's not. So if you understand it, it will affect our career choices. Let's go. It will affect our relationships. If I have known this before I got married, I will still have married my wife. Like I told you, I'm lucky, everything, but I didn't know it. But for many people, what we are going to show you, if you know it, okay, let me not say that. You are already married, so. But now that you are married, is now to see how you manage and handle the assets. Now, I don't want to mention liability. Assets that you marry. Your temperament, it will help you know your coping mechanisms. When you understand it, you will know the extent you go with your spouse, when you should be quiet. Because this man can burst out and say anything if you are not quiet. You know, I don't understand. I've never understood why a man is angry at home and is screaming and the wife responds. I don't understand why. No, I don't understand why. It is pouring petrol on fire. But understanding personality will make you understand. Once this person is angry, I talk to my children. I don't really beat my children because I was beaten per day when I was growing up. It was per day. You know, it got to a stage that you just do your hand like this. Bah, bah, bah. And when you do a hand like this, like, bah, 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 the man, my daddy gets angry and move it from the hand and start beating every part of your body. And you still walk about like this and you go. So I don't really beat my children. But my children know, even if it's 1 out of 3 years or 1 out of 5 years, and I want to beat you, it might be an accumulation of all the ones that you have escaped. Even my children know my coping mechanism. When I start saying some things, they start moving backward. Even though it was 3 years ago that I touched it, but they know. They start moving backward. It's the same way you see a man angry, shouting, screaming. It's wrong for you to scream on your spouse. But it's not the time to say, why are you shouting? Just leave that person. If a man is not a madman, he will still come and apologize at the end of the day. Do we understand? You see, let me not talk domestic violence. Let's go. So we should know the learning style. It will help us know our learning style, your personality. We have people that are morning people. We have people that are night people. A writer or a pastor that is a morning person will teach and tell you the best way to study the Bible is for you to wake up early in the morning. It's in the morning that Jesus went to the mountain to see the Lord. It's in the morning. But the same Bible said Jesus prayed all night. When people write books, many people write from their experiences, and their experiences might not be for you. I struggled reading the Bible for 1 year in a year. I wanted to do it, but I was doing it in the morning because all the teachers that were teaching me at that time were saying in the morning. Sometimes when I look at the time, I was Lagos at that time, I need to rush to Unilag. I couldn't make up. Then while praying one day, the Lord said, you are not like them. Study at night. That was my deliverance. So I could read the Bible from 10 to 2 to 3. I am well at night. My personality is different for the person that is well in the morning. They tell you in the morning, everywhere is clear. So you can hear God better. In the night also, we hear God better. There are some people that tell you that the only time to fight battles is at night. Night people will tell you that is the night. Morning people will tell you it's the morning. You know yourself and know when to do what is good for you. Do we understand what I'm saying? Please know yourself, okay? Let's move on. It will affect your learning style. People have looked at personalities in different ways. Some have looked at it with temperament. Some define it in different ways. Now, in talking about this, let's bear in our mind, it's neither here nor there, but for the purpose of this study, we have introverts. If you are in this house and you think you are an introvert, please wave your hand, let me see. Oh yeah, put your hand down there. Okay, put your hand down. If you know you are an extrovert, wave your hand, let's see. If you don't know who you are, wave your hand, let me see. Okay, so we have some extroverts that have been tampered by grace, and we have introverts that have been tampered by mercy. But you yourself, you know who you are before you are tampered by grace and mercy. Okay, so we have introverts. We have introverts who prefer quieter environment. They are reflective before they talk, and they avoid small talk. Now listen to me. When a person is an introvert, it doesn't mean that he does not talk. It's that he does not talk in public. But many introverts talk more than extroverts. It's just that they don't talk in public. Once they hook you in a quiet place, you alone with them, and they like you, forget it. Then go, you talk, kill you. Now you go surrender and say, I beg, I won't go. So let nobody tell you that introverts don't talk. Introverts don't talk. So when I say, are you an introvert? Because you don't talk, does not mean you're an introvert. An introvert does not express himself in public. He prefers staying on his own. Okay. Extroverts, they are the ones always harassing us everywhere. They thrive in social settings. They tend to think out loud, and they enjoy when an extrovert enters this place, he knows everybody's name. He knows everybody's name. He talks to everybody. He does. And then when he gets home, he gets very tired and he's very quiet. He does rest. After disturbing the peace of the whole environment, he goes home and rests. And unfortunately, while he wants to rest, the wife comes and says, it's time to talk. He says, okay. Now, we have analytical persons. They can be extroverts or they can be introverts. But let's just bear in our mind that people can be analytical. They are logical. They are detailed. They are fact. If you are married to an analytical person, say, I feel, he will ask you for the proof. He say, we can't withdraw money from bank with feeling. You will withdraw money by writing check. How do you feel? Will I go and tell them my wife felt and they say, but I discovered that people that are feelers, they don't get it wrong. They are always very, very exact. They can't prove it, but they are exact. So there are people that are analytical. We can analyze, see, we are analyzing everything for you now. Okay, let's go. Another one. There are people that are empathetic. If anything happens, they are the first people that they sit down with you, they cry with you. They can cry. Any small thing is crying. Nobody in get the problem, but he's in crying for everybody. The person is empathetic. They value emotions. You know, when we tell them that don't live your life by emotions, it doesn't make sense to them. And we are not sensitive to who they are. So we all go online. We read people. If you want to make it, don't be. There is a reason why God gave you emotions. And please, no matter what I tell you in the future, and say that don't live your life by. Listen to me. Don't live your life by emotion. I'm here to tell you, your emotions matter. Do you understand? It matters. Don't see. There are some people that don't cry. I'm not sure they are human again. Yes, because God gave us emotion. It was killed by our parents. I was talking with my junior brother one day, and he said he remembered how my mother dealt with him because he was left-handed. And my mother dealt with him and changed the hand to right-handed. Any left-handed person that was changed to right-handed person here, you know how they dealt with you. So we are different, and we should understand our differences. Okay, let's go. And they are drivers. We are not saying extrovert. Two main ones, extroverts and introvert. Another main ones, we have people that are empathetic, we have people that are analytical, and then we have we. Some of us, we are drivers. We see the goal. We will move you there, whether you like it or not. Now that we are pastors and have fruit of the Spirit, we move you gently. But if you are in the place of work, we will drag you there. You must get there. They say we must do that thing. You are doing specimen. We have to drive you there. If you have a boss that is a driver, understand him. Don't start working with somebody that is a driver as if laissez-faire, as if this word is not tough now. This word is not difficult now. You know, the first time I was in, I have issues with people from Kogi up to Zamfara. I'm telling you, I can manage Kwara, but people from Kogi, Benue, all the northern states, I have with them because, I'm sorry, sir, because life is not that difficult. Life is not that difficult. Where is Pastor Victor? Life is not that difficult. What will be will be. When God says it will surely come to pass. Nothing will cause. I was in Kano working. You have a target, you want to meet it. The people are looking at you and say, Even up to now in my office, people laugh at me. You know, my Lagos style. Have you not seen it? Everywhere I'm going, I'm in a hurry. Even when I'm going nowhere. One day, somebody called me out and said, Pastor, where are you always rushing to? Why? I'm a driver. I'm saying this because if you enter leadership position in this church, I'm like a slave master. I will drive you. In case you don't know, I will drive you. If you are not a leader in church, if you tell me something you want to do with your life, I will drive you. Don't tell me. But if you want to achieve anything in life, tell me. I will drive you to achieve it. You don't tell me this without achieving it. You tell me you must achieve it. Whatever it takes in heaven and earth to make you achieve it, you will achieve it. I will drive you. This is one I'm personality so that you will know. So as we go now, you will see me driving you. Okay, there are people that are expressive, they are empathetic, they are spontaneous, and they are people oriented. Now, let's speak about communication style. We will now combine the two. In communicating, there are different styles of people communicating. Some people are very assertive. When we say we are assertive, we are not saying that they are too authoritative, but they know what they want, they say it, and they put their feet on ground. They will not say it in an insulting way. Many people hate assertive people because they think they are autocratic and authoritative. They are not. They know what they want, they state it, and they follow up for you to do it. They are clear, they are direct, but they are respectful. There are many people that are clear, they are direct, but they are not respectful. That's not being assertive. That is being authoritarian and not taking people's distance. But you can be assertive by being clear, being direct, and being respectful. Can we continue? So now, your spouse. We are saying this so that we will learn from our marriages. What will you say your spouse is? Let me finish it for. There are some people that are passive. They are indirect. They are hesitant. And they want to avoid conflict. Listen to me. If you are a leader like this, that has passive, anything will go. Because when you need to tell people the truth, you will go like this. Do you know that sometimes when I'm in church, I am assertive. When I'm in my office, I am passive. So my office people think I'm passive. They don't know who I am. Because I just made up my mind that it is not worth it working in public sector and making enemies for yourself. When I just joined the organization, my first 3 years from the bank, I was having problems with everybody. Do this, we need to do this, we need to do that. Then I was unnecessarily making enemies. I said, we all came here to make money, not to make enemies. So I just switch. So when I am in my office, I am passive. Immediately I enter my car and I come this direction. I change to my normal self. So many people, if somebody was talking to me and said, I used to, I was just looking at him. I said, you don't know me. But in this office, public service, I am not here to make enemies. I don't know who will help my children in the future. I'm not here to fight. But I am not passive. A passive person is indirect. He wants to speak the truth. He will not say it. He will be looking for what to say. He will be dodging. Some issue look and say, we thought you are passive, but the way you were blunt, I just say, sometimes you need to speak the truth, but I'm not like that. I am passive. I don't want to make any unnecessary. So passive people are hesitant and they may avoid conflict. So he wants to talk, he does not say. If you take advantage of the person, the day he will talk, you go hear when.
Hello, the day that person will talk, the day that hesitant person will talk, because there comes a time when the hesitant person will talk. So understand the communication style of your spouse so that you can manage him or her better. Number 3, aggressive. They are not assertive. They are far more than assertive. They are forceful. They are confrontational. And they disregard other people's feelings. Sometimes when people are assertive, people think they are aggressive. They are not. Aggressiveness is different. They are confrontational. They don't look at your feeling. They don't look at anything, and they move. Some of you are married to people that are like that. You need to understand that's how the person is. Now that you have married and you can't leave the marriage, that's why we are teaching you here. So telling you that that's how the person is. Find a way of now seeing how you can manage that person. When I had the boss, when I was in the bank, my first experience with him was year 2000. I had just been transferred to Kano from our Papa office there, year 2000. At that time, there was a crisis there was the Ajegule crisis, where Lagosians killed some Malams. And it was like 2 weeks after then that I moved to, it was 2 weeks after I moved to Kano. So I was in the canteen eating with them that day. And the man was speaking in Hausa. He was looking at me and was speaking Hausa angrily. For the first time in my life, I regretted not learning Hausa because my siblings, when we were growing up in Ghana, we grew up with Hausas. Most of them my elderly siblings can pick good Hausa, but I couldn't pick anything. He was saying it and he was angry. Then a lady beside her just shouted, "Tiala, Malam, Abba Malam. What has this boy done to you that you say you feel like cutting his head?" And I was eating yam and good egg. Now listen to me. I was eating yam and good egg. So I was like, the man felt bad, his face changed. I left the canteen. Later, a colleague of mine in the office, we were talking about the man. Yes, he told me that, that man is the most simple person to handle. I said, what do you mean? He now gave me the formula. He's confrontational. He has low self-esteem. He believes every southerner is looking down on him. So he always would want to prove to everybody that I am your guy and I can do this. How do you handle such people? How do you handle? My brother, I want to hug you. I want to hug you. You see, when you see bosses that are aggressive, confrontational, it is low self-esteem. Massage the ego. I started massaging the ego. I want to do this. As the most experienced person here, I want you to give me advice on how do you think I should do this? The man loved me before I left the bank. But some of you want to compete with your guy. You know the 2 laws of the office. Number 1, the boss is always right. Number 2, don't forget law 1. Massaging people's ego is, you are the best. Just show me. You have 14 years, 20 years experience in bank. I only have 2 years. Please show me. How did you rise? How did you do this? In meetings, you will be one that say you have a future. You will be the one fighting for you. If you do that to your husband or your wife that is confrontational, that is aggressive, you will see that person you think is the most difficult is the easiest person on earth. It's just that you have not understood the person and know what to do to the person. Number 4. I hope we are enjoying ourselves. Okay. They are passive aggressive people. They are indirectly resistant or sarcastic. Let's just move. This one a big grammar. Let's just move on. Now, no, is that the next slide? I think it is, but there are some words before we get there. Effective communication is crucial in marriage, and understanding personality types can help couples navigate potential conflict. Now, so here are some tips for different personality types to communicate effectively and prevent conflicts in their. If an introvert is married to an introvert, how should they communicate? This one wants his space to be quiet. That other one wants her space to be quiet. How do they handle the communication? Or in this age where everybody is pressing phone, how do we communicate at home? You do what? Kai, see my people. Okay. I think we can end the class. I'll WhatsApp the message to you. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So there are some advices on different types. If we have introvert and extrovert couples, the introvert person should share their thoughts and feeling, because they are always quiet. You know, some they say, "What are you thinking?" They say nothing. The extrovert want to hear you talk, but you are nothing. What is it? Nothing. What is happening? Nothing. Can we go out? I don't know. When are you coming back? Because your presence in the house, even though the person is married to you, the person is praying, just go out, leave me alone, go, just go, let me stay at home. How do you communicate with such a person? So we should allow the introvert must know that they have to share their thoughts and feeling. And the extrovert must know that the environment must be comfortable for the introvert to speak. You know, it's easier to say we must keep talking. Communication is key to marriage. But even though it is key, communication is difficult in marriage if it is not intentionally done and learned. So the introvert should share their thoughts. Let's see the extrovert. The extrovert should respect their partner's need for alone time and listen more, because extrovert will keep talking, talk. Some people can talk for 1 hour even when the person is listening. They will not say, "What do you think?" Just talk. Many of us are guilty about that, have you? Okay. So now we should know, if you are an extrovert married to an introvert, that the introvert needs their personal space sometimes. You don't say, "Now they are married, we are one." No. You can't go and be sitting in that corner. Don't go and sit in that corner. He will sit in that corner. That's how she was created, or he was created. Hello? Do we understand this? Any comment on this? I think these are realities that we face now. It's just that we have not thought about it because we have not seen the study about things like this. These are realities we face. And if you know each other up to this extent, we will know what to do, how to do, and how to enjoy our marriages. Okay, let's go to another example. If there is an analytical and an empathetic couple, what do we do? Look at the analytical. Let's go. The analytical should share logic and facts. Because that other person is empathetic. He is moved by emotion. This other one is analytical. He is never moved by emotion. He is only moved by fact. According to Newton's law of motion, according to what the newspaper said, the person is not bothered about feeling. So an analytical person should know that the person you are talking to, who is empathetic, have emotions. So while you share your logic and your fact, you must acknowledge the fact that the person processes it emotionally first. Are we here? I think I would have loved to be asking the question. Any introvert, extrovert couple? Introvert, extrovert, okay, beautiful. People in this side, or you are not, any introvert, extrovert couple here, this side. Okay, any analytical, empathetic, okay, let's do empathetic. Validate your partner's logic and share your emotional perspective. So what you should now start doing is also accumulating facts. My wife have shared before, in those days when I used to watch football, and my house was like San Siro or Maracana. Everybody, all my friends, that we came to start this church together. We gather in my house, we watch football. After church, we watch football. And my wife learned football because of that. My first daughter can talk football with her friends, even though I didn't watch football long with her. So my wife have gone to her office before, in the office where the guys were talking and the women were, and she contributed. And all the guys were, favor came in that way. Hey, you understand football. But some people, when the husband is watching football, what they do? They carry the remote. They change it to Z word. If your spouse loves Z word, watch Z word together, even though when it is not interesting. Watch football. Because some people don't understand why 22 adults will run after a ball. For what reason? Some don't understand that. But for love purpose, for communication purpose, we need to understand each other and sit with each other when they don't. You know, if you watch football, you have not watched football until you watch football in the stadium. It's a different feeling. I tell people, if you are watching on television, you have not started watching. Oh. In fact, you think you are addicted. You are not addicted. Go and watch football in a stadium. You will know what football is. I have resigned, so. You know, Euro is going on. I'm not watching. I did not watch the last 2 Champions League finals. I've changed. No, I did not watch more. I did not watch the last one. I did not watch the other year. I've really changed. I started watching Champions League finals since 1985. I never missed one until 2 years ago. I never. My first World Cup was 1982. I was very young, but I can still remember Zico, Falcao. Football was almost a religion to me. But something must give way when you need to serve God. Okay. If you have a driver and expressive couple, if they jam each other for marriage, the driver will still be direct, but also consider the partner's feelings and ideas. Why the expressive one will do what? Share your enthusiasm, but also listen to your partner's concern, even if your partner is very direct. Is that good? I think I should. Would it be good? Should I share? Should I give you this manual? How much will you pay for it? Jesus has paid for it. Okay. Let's look at introvert couples. Make time for regular, quiet. After all, they are both introverts. But this one stays in the corner, this one stays where they don't want to talk. But please make time to talk. Some believe that the unlike attract. But many times like attract also. Extrovert attract extrovert. Introvert. Have you seen 2 extrovert couples before? Their house is very interesting. Disorganized, man. Always talk. You enter the house, just talk. They can talk and forget to cook for the children. Okay, let's move on. So please, what we are doing is know your spouse, so that you can know how to manage your spouse well and enjoy your marriage. Okay, extrovert. They should schedule regular talk time to avoid interrupting each other. So now that we want to talk now, you will talk for 5 minutes, I will talk for 5 minutes. It will be you are always talking, you are not allowing me to talk. The person will interject and cause another conflict. So when we understand these things, we enjoy our marriages, we know how to handle one another, and things move smoothly. Can we move forward because of our time? Now, I sent a salad gift to everybody. You receive your salad gift. Is it email you sent it to your WhatsApp? You have a salad gift in your WhatsApp. Please open that PDF. If you don't have it, wave your hands so I can send it to you. We just want to do the test here. Okay. You look at this and you look at this. They are opposite temperaments that we have. If you look at that page, the page 9, there is extrovertism here. There is introverts here. If you are an extrovert, based on what was written here, do we understand? Look at me. Oh. If what is written here is what concerns you, the first one, write E. If what is written here is what concerns you, write I. For the first one, we don't need to check it. If you are an extrovert, write E. Can you do that? If you are an introvert, write I. If you need help, let us know. Hello? If you are introvert, what do? You write I. If you are an extrovert, you write E on your paper. Are we on the same page? Hello? Are we all on the same page? Has everybody there done it? Madam, have you don't have your phone? You don't really need to have your phone. Do you have anything you can write on? Is that your wife? How can you have left? You can do it together now. You read together, you do. So I want everybody to do. Everybody, you must write something. Have you all done this? Hello? Victor Peculiar. Pegu Victor, have you done your own? Are you telling her if she's introvert or extrovert? Are you extrovert or introvert? Write E, write I. Please, if you don't go together, you might miss it. Just listen to me. Let's move on. Have we done that? So we are finished with the first one. Abi? Have we finished with the first one? Have we done the first one? That's the easiest one. Extrovert, write E. Introvert, write I. Have we done that? Now, the second one is very important. Now, remember there are two things. You are either this or you are this. You are either this or you are this. So the second one is, how do you prefer to take information? Do you sense information, or information is intuition? It comes from within you. Now look at it. If you are the one that senses information, you will put S. If you are the one that have intuition, you will put N, not I. N. Can we go? Add S or N to the E or I you have already. Thank God. There is board here. So let's say the first one, I am E. I put E like this. If I am I put I. This next one, if I am S, I add S to it. If I am N, I add N to it. Are we good to go? Look at me. This is the first question. You have put the answer. It's either this or this. This is the second question. It's either S or N. Now, let me read what is under S. How do you take information? If you are S, people who prefer... Are we there? You can see what I'm reading. People who prefer sensing, like to take in information that is real and tangible. What is actually happening. They are observant about the specific of what is going on around them, and are especially attuned to practical realities. Show me, let me see it. You just they talk, let me see, let me touch it. They are practical people. Look at it now. They are oriented to present realities. They are factual and they are concrete. They focus on what is real and actual, not future, not feeling. They are not thinking about that. They observe and they remember specific. They build carefully and thoroughly towards conclusion. They understand ideas and theories through practical application. They trust experiences more than words. If you are that, you put S. But let's look at the other side. Because personally, this is where I had a challenge. Because I discovered that both sides, it be like say me, I be both sides. It be like say me, I be both sides. So now look at it. If you are intuition, that you will now use N. There are people who prefer intuition like to take in information by seeing the big picture. They focus on relationship and connections between facts. They want to grasp patterns and are especially attuned to seeing new possibilities. They are oriented for future possibilities. Sensors are oriented for present possibilities. They are imaginative. They are verbally creative. They focus on patterns and meaning in data. They remember specifics when they relate to a pattern. They move quickly to conclusions and follow their hunches. Okay? They trust inspiration. If you are the left part, put S. If you are the right part, put N, not I, any. So you are now either ES, EN, IN, or IS. Are we all together? Now, let's move to the third one. Please, this is not a family matter. Do for yourself. Do for yourself. You are an individual that is married. Okay, move to the next page. This is straightforward. Are you a thinker or a feeler? If you are a thinker, put C. If you are a feeler, put F. You read what a thinker is on that page and read what a feeler. But I think this is straightforward. The most technical is the second one. They look alike somehow, and we can fall within the two. If you are a feeler, I'm always feeling. My husband, I have this feeling. And your husband is saying, which feeling? Yeah, it's time to think. We are thinking, you are feeling. Will feeling change the economy of this country? Let's think so that we can bring ideas and start a business. You want to start? I have done all this plan. You are saying you are feeling. You are feeling we should not do it. Oh. You are feeling. I'm thinking you are saying you feel we should not do. Bring your empirical evidence. You don't have any. Is it by your feeling we are going to leave? Will your feeling pay the bill? Please let me think. Oh. Thinkers in the house, wave your hand, let me see. Thinkers. Feelers in the house, wave your hand, let me see. Okay. Thank you. I've done before in the class when I said thinkers in the house, everybody started with it, so that I will not think that they don't think. That's what we are talking about. We are saying that they are different kind of people. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. How do you deal with the outer world? We have judging people and perceiving people. Now read what is under it. Judging people is not because you are judgmental. It's just that that's the word that the people used. So don't say I'm not judgmental. I will not put judging. Do you understand? That's what they put. Judging people, they are scheduled. They are systematic. They are methodological. They make short and long-term plans. They like to have things decided. They try to avoid last-minute decisions. Doing things at last minute. They are not really Nigerians. That's judging people. If you are a judging person, put J. I'm not saying you are a
people that are perceiving people. They are spontaneous. They are flexible. They are casual. They are open-ended. They adapt and change their course. They like things loose and open to change. They feel energized by last-minute
pressure.
Hello? Does everybody have their 4-letter words? Do we all have our 4-letter words? If you have your 4-letter, wave your hand, let me see. Now, let's do something.
That's your page.
Okay, on page 14 are 16 description of your group. Now, look for what you are and read what is written under it for you. Does it describe you? Look for what you are. The page 13 is this. Now, look at the page. If you are ESTP, this is where they wrote description about ESTP. If you are ENFP, this is where you understand. Go and look for your number and what is written under it. Oh yeah, read it first. Read it first.
Read it to yourself first. Inside. Don't let your husband hear yet or your wife hear. Read for yourself. Read for yourself. Read for yourself. So I hope the team is not sending you WhatsApp.
Okay, your own is not there. Okay, because I think it's of the spirit.
Okay, now, is there anybody here that disagrees with what he has read about himself then? You read, this is not family time, it's individual time. You read for yourself first. We'll get to family time. You read for yourself first. Mr. Chimugu, you know you are my partner in this study, so I want to be sure you have read your own. Are you okay with what you read about yourself, sir? Ma, are you okay with what you read about yourself? Anybody here? Hello, my people. Have you read about yourself? Are you okay? Now let's look at it. Does this thing describe you? Brocolade, have they exposed your secret in that page? Mommy C. Jaffa, does it describe you? Okay. Now, I am here to present to you your spouse. Your spouse, my own is on the board. ESTP or ENTP. Because that second one I had issues with it. So I'm ESTP. For people that want to see pastor, ESTP, ENTP. You know what? Many times when you want to start a team, you need this to know people that should be your team members. That is why they don't invite you to some committees. Because people do all these things. It is not everybody you can work with. If you want to get a result, there are some people you cannot work with. To get another set of results, there are some other people you can work with. So, psychology has gone to an extent that if you want to set up a scientific team, they can tell you who your team members should be. They can tell you the number of ENT you need, ESP you need, so that your team will be balanced. In the church, we only raise our, I nominate Bryce, I nominate Bryce, another person raises his hand, I nominate Bra Mayowa. Whereas all of them are the same. Nobody will take note. The day you ask for minutes of meeting or record, there is nobody that have record. Because all of them are sanguine. They don't write anything down. They are not, what do we call it? They are not organized. All of the people in the team are not organized. If you have a department in civil service, where all of them are not organized, know that all of them will go to jail.
Now, can we look at this again? Who is an INFJ here?
You are INFJ. I just call it off already. It's not that I know anything about INFJ.
So,
You are INFJ. So, okay, INFJ, stand up. Where is Deji? He has done to do matter ministry. Thank God, bro. Kolade is even here. Tabitha, how do you keep Kolade here today?
please. Okay, I want the IFNJ.
You can have your seat. Let it go. Is there anybody that will want to tell us his own this year and read it? I think we should start from Doc.
Looks like it's.
Your own is what? Tell us. We'll look for it. We'll all look for it together. IGMB.
INTJ.
Are you JAMB or IGMB or WAEC?
INTJ or I.
Doc, you still put I for yourself in the beginning.
Introvert.
Ah.
I'm shy.
You are shy. Which kind of shy?
I'm shy, really.
All of us collectively are here to tell you that you are trying to rig the election.
I'm shy.
Nobody said an extrovert is not shy.
I don't talk in public like that. It's just the work. It's church work. That's
See, the extroverts are doing you bye-bye. She said she doesn't want you. It's just like me, so they're telling me she's an introvert.
No, she's not. She's an extrovert. It's me and Mr. Oyelade that are introverts. No, an introvert.
How can Mr. Oyelade be an introvert? Both of them are extroverts.
Both of them are.
So it has shown
that we will do it for you. You are not a good judge of this thing. We will do it for you. We will give you your own.
the IN.
Let the IFNJ stand up. Let one of you read. Just you don't need to stand. Give her the mic. Oh, you are INFJ also. Okay, INFJ. Can you read for us? Let's hear.
Okay, now,
If you know this thing, apart from INFJ, apart from the fact of spousal relationship, even in teams, in church, you understand somebody. The person passes, just say this one, he doesn't even greet anybody. It is not because he doesn't want to greet. It is his temperament. He wanted to greet you, but before he wants to open his mouth, he's already shaky. Just to greet you, good morning alone is difficult for the person. It's not everybody that can say good morning easily because of who we are. So I don't know who the IN. So let's read INFJ. So all of you, can we check IN?
Shebi, we have the result.
I'm looking for INFJ. Can't even find it.
Top. Okay, I've seen INFJ. And we have 3 ladies that are IFNJs here. So their husbands should know how to handle these ones. Read, let me hear.
Seek meaning and connection in ideas, relationships, and material possessions.
Okay.
Wants to understand what motivates people and are insightful about others.
Yeah.
Conscientious and committed to their firm values. Develop a clear vision about how best to serve the common good. Organized and decisive in implementing their vision.
They are organized and they are decisive in implementing their decision. Okay, can we now look at the spouses of the people? If you get home and you remove your shoe and put it in the sitting room, what happens in your family?
Wait now. For IFNJ, is it INFJ?
They say they are organized and I said, if you are like me, that when you get home, you just remove your shoe in the sitting room. Sometimes you carry, you put it on the table.
What will happen to you in that house?
So, if you are married to an IJMB, if you are married to an INFJ, you have to be careful. You know your spouse is organized, decisive, and so on and so forth. But that is the summary. If you look at it, because that's my salad gift for you, for your family. If you go down, this page 13 is a summary. Okay, look at it. Look at the top here. What is it? Top angle, ISFJ. It now dedicates a page each for each person. Apart from that summary, it will tell you when they are at their best, their characteristics, potential areas they need to grow and improve, so that you can work on yourself.
But remember where we started from. These are
psychometric and psychologists were the ones that developed this. This is not the fruit of the Spirit. Whatever it tells you about you that is not biblical, know that the fruit of the Spirit is the most important thing. Do we understand? Now, what we are going to do next is for every spouse to show their spouse who they are. Oh yeah, check. Can we exchange? Tell your spouse your number. And I've given you this for people that are here. When you get home, you and your husband should do also. So please tell your spouse who you are. Tell your spouse. Have your husband. That number, give your wife. Hello. Okay, the next one. Give your wife your ATM card. This is your ATM card now. Oh yeah, give your wife your ATM card. Not physical ATM card. This code. Give your wife your code. Give your wife your code. Give your wife your code.
Look at what this text says your husband is or your wife is. Give your spouse the code and check. My people.
You have a shame. Please read. Does that really speak to your spouse?
Maybe you have not noticed, but this is what the text is saying about your spouse. Oh yeah, read. You go to the summary on page 13 and read. And then for later work for you, you now go to the big page and read everything. Areas of growth. You know those are the weaknesses of your spouse, and that is where your spouse needs an improvement. And that is not what you use to be insulting your spouse. That is what you use to help build up your spouse. Is there anybody that before you came here, you really knew this, or you are sure of that? Somehow. Okay. So now, let's look at this. And the good thing about this is it will tell you the people at their best. That is their strength. This is a good thing about this person. And then it tells you their characteristics. And now look at this. Whoever you are, you need to see how others may see them. Because you know who you are. You don't know their perception about you. You know you are a good man, you are a go-getter. But some people see you and they see you as a brash person. Some see you as a wicked person. So even though the thing says at your best you are a go-getter, you are visionary, others may see you as a slave master. You need to handle how others sees you. That might be how your spouse is seeing you. So in your office, you might be a good leader. In your home, your spouse might be thinking you are a wicked person. So you need to look at how others see you. And then potential areas for growth are things you might need to work on. How many more minutes do I give for you to look at it and we move to the next stage?
I believe this should should bring empathy in our families. I believe this should give us more understanding of each other. I believe this should help us know how to treat each other. I believe this should help us forgive one another more, knowing that our spouses are human, after all, knowing that this is who they are. I believe this will help us manage each other better, appreciate each other better. Do we take questions, comments, and we move forward to the last part I want to take today? Any comment, question on anything? Comment, but I will prefer comments and observations.
Please, I
noticed that I kind of have a different personality at work.
Okay.
Yes, I'm more assertive and not very empathy, not really high, and I got discussing. I'll just say no. Maybe is it because of the role at work?
About communication styles. Yeah. Communication style is not who you are, it's how you communicate. So, like I said, I decided in my office I was assertive before. But later I made sure I discovered the assertiveness is giving me unnecessary enemy. I'm not in enemy. I moved to what we do? Passive. I moved to passive immediately because I can change what I want to do. There are some projects you want to do that I'm not sure in the military they are passive. I think it's the first one. That aggressive. Because people's life are at stake. You want to be passive. You need to be aggressive. Mr. Chimuga, I don't know what you want to say about that though. Am I right?
Yes, whether it's possible to have a dual personality.
Yes, dual communication style. Yes.
Yes, I think it's possible. Now, a whole lot of factors are involved. When you're at work, you need results.
Yeah.
Save explanations.
Yeah.
They ask you to get a job done.
Yeah.
You don't need details.
Get it done.
Get it done first and then
come back
come back later. So now, but when you talk about back home, it is possible to separate the rank or the office from the home front.
Yes, sir.
But it's when you have difficulty disassociating the office from the home front, that's where problem comes. Yeah. But it's possible to manage personalities.
I know the way we all handle our children sometimes are different from the way we handle workers at work.
Because I know my wife well, because we were just discussing, when she said, I said, you are assertive at work, because when I informal setting, but at home, when you see her talking, that's what you say.
Later, when the children are around 7, 8, she might move back to assertive. Sit down there. Do your homework. You are not leaving this house. You might not be passive. So the age of a child at home might also change your communication style. That's why if you have 3 children, you discover that they will not say daddy is discriminating, because the one that is elderly, you are assertive. The junior one, you are passive. Some you are not. You don't even know who you are to the second one. It happens. Are we one? Okay, sir.
Okay. Maybe you are married to an introvert.
Yeah.
That you, as an extrovert, once where it's happening, you want to talk, you want to gyrate, like you want to play.
Yes, now.
The introvert wants
to sit down here, jejely.
And when you go out again, like, you don't abandon me, go outside. So what do? I'm inside, I'm too lively. I want to go out and have fun, play with people, gist outside.
Yes.
You're like, you can't leave me inside there. How will the extrovert now cope with such situation?
Okay, open for discussion, because these are family-related issues. And some of us are introvert, extrovert. 2 things that will happen at the end of the day. A compromise. You go out sometimes, you stay at home sometimes. Sometimes it's now also dependent on in every family there are strong personalities. There are some families where the personality of the woman is stronger than the man. People would think it's the woman that is, it's not that the woman is controlling, it's just that the woman has a stronger personality. If care is not taken, the family might move towards the stronger personality for ease. But for fruit of a spirit purpose, we should be able to discuss and say, we go out once in a month or twice in a month, and every other time we stay at home. I think these are things that can be negotiated. I don't know if I've answered, but I think I attempted. Yeah. Use your mic.
As an IT.
There's no I. The I is N.
ESTP.
Okay, ESTP. Okay.
How other may see them.
Yeah.
Like, I think, okay, I fall into this.
Okay.
How can I do, like, because I do talk, I joke, and I have my inner something. Like, telling me secrets because I talk, you think I expose your secret and you are using it against me, that, oh, like this person, like, oh, she will not say the secret as in an organization where you are working. Like a lot of people come to me, talk, but because I'm the only one at home with my kids, so at times, even in church, I do play much that people will think, oh, because I talked to you last year, with your joking and everything, you've exposed my secret and they are running away from you. How can I handle that?
I think it's the African thought of a black man thought that feels that if a man talks too much, he shares secret easily. But it's not the truth. It is not, really. There are many people that don't talk. But if you talk to them, their inner circle that they talk to, they will hear the news immediately. So it's neither here nor there. It's a matter of perception. But you can't really force your perception on people, or you can't forcefully change people's perception. But after people have spoken to you and they discover that the news does not go out, it's they themselves that will keep coming. And number two is that there is something that attracts people to people like you. Whether they like it or not, they will still come. The person is fun-loving. The person is good to be around. The person is always open. The person is humorous. The person is very lively. That person attracts everybody the same way butterflies are attracted to flowers or bees are attracted to flowers. There's no doubt about that. But the issue is that the person needs to be proven because of the African thought and mentality that anybody talk too much. People have said it. You are friends with that person. He talks too much. I hope your secret are safe. And I now think about it. Which secret? You know, sometimes I'm an IT person, and there are some things we do. We say we are keeping security. We don't know anybody to. I just look at it. I look at it. I say, which information is my laptop that if you steal? There are Bible verses. There are messages. If you like, steal them. I don't want to secure it. Steal it. I don't want to do a lot of securing anything. Whatever is there, you know my passport number and so what. My account number you will see. The balance will be 15 naira. Check it. No matter to me. So it is when people have things they want to hide. Because I hear people just say, my secrets safe. I look at them and say, what are the secrets? Because sometimes I sit down in my life and say, what are my secrets? What is it that I want to hide? I think as a pastor, I'm a public figure. It's not that I have something I want to hide or whatever. So what is it I want to hide? If as a pastor, you know I have a secret with somebody. If anybody say a pastor have a secret, 95% of the time, all of you would think it's a criminal thing, it's a sin, it's something. So what is the secret? What is that secret that we want to hide? Because, you know, we were at the last Singles Fellowship and somebody said something. He said he was at the church and he told them and everybody heard about it. And I was wondering. I said, what is the secret, really? What is it that is the secret? So when church people are talking about secret, most of the time they are sin, they are weakness that they need to overcome, that they don't really have opportunity to overcome. But there are no, if there is a secret, anybody, anything that you are not the only one that knows, it is not a secret. Should I repeat it to you? Anything that you are not the only one that knows, it is not a secret. Once your wife knows, it's not a secret. Even though you are one. We can call it secret. Let's call that secret because you are one.
As long as you are not the only one that knows it,
it's not a secret.
That, I used to have these different perspectives about these kind of conversations until that last Singles Fellowship when Pastor spoke. So when I got home, I learned a lot from your words, from what you said. And going forward, I think that's my own adoption. Number one, just to respond to your question, I think be yourself. Whoever wants to talk to you, let them talk to you. Whoever does not want to, let them go.
Are we forcing people to talk to us?
So much about problem. I know you know. So what's my? I just be walking around praying. Before Pastor mentioned, I've mentioned my own kids, and I'm walking around till my.
Sir, sometimes do you know that people have to know our prayers so they can pray for us? But we think they are mocking us.
So let's not. Some people are dying because if I share it now, they will tell people. People will know. In fact, what you know and no other person knows is no more secret. Everything, the whole place has this. So instead of dying, why not tell somebody? So please, if they are not coming to talk, you leave them. You have peace.
And that is one of the issues happening in families where when you are married, they tell you don't tell third party anything. Yes, you need to define who a third party is.
Yes, sir.
Some marriages have crushed because they did not talk to third party. And you don't have the capacity and the experience to handle what you are going through. So if you come and talk to mommy here, mommy will now go to the market and be talking about how many people does he talk to? I remember in that single I told the person, where I said, go and look for a therapist outside that you will talk to. And I told the person, even therapists, when they are invited to a public speaking, they will give examples of different people they met in their therapeutic section. The only thing they will do is not mention your name. And you know the dilemma of pastor is the fact that many of the time when you are preaching and using example, some examples look so much alike. Sometimes I'm preaching, I want to give an example. Then I see somebody, this is an example I wanted to give. It looks like this person's story. If I say it now, this person will say, Pastor, don't talk my story. So what do you do? That's when I will not say, today, I don't want to share any. If you hear me say, I don't want to share any, I don't want to share any example, it's because I wanted to share. I tell somebody, I say, if I say this, there are many things that are alike. I've always shared of a friend of mine that had a dream, that used to have a dream of a woman having sex with him when he has an important thing to do, and the thing stops. Do you know that the first time I preached that in church, almost maybe 8 years ago, 4 people in this church that I ministered to had the same kind of dream. If one of them has spoken to me before and I said it, they just say, Pastor, don't come. But some stories are meant for the deliverance of other people. So that's how it runs.
We like hearing stories.
Of other people.
We like hearing stories. You don't know that those stories are stories of other people.
But you don't want to hear your own. That is just it. For a pastor, you cannot win that battle. You cannot win it. So don't try winning it. Don't try explaining yourself. I tell you, if you are a pastor that have not been accused of preaching against others, you have not started preaching. You are preaching, it works for them. They say you are a good pastor. It encourages them, you are a good pastor. If it affects them, you are preaching against them. It's your cross. Bear it as a pastor. Don't bother about it. I think we should move forward. Any other? Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. Okay, we have 2 people at this side, and then we move on.
Praise the Lord. I have a question. As ESFP, we are people oriented. We love to be around people, and it's always
you are ESFP.
Okay,
you are feeling. Okay, feeling.
So now, where the problem always lies is that 1, sometimes people don't really take you serious, even when you are serious. 2, it is hard to assert authority because they feel this person forgets Tangerine, our person, not the way they talk. So how do you manage? And then sometimes, if you are close to people,
yours to answer.
They can even look at you and tell you nonsense because they know that this person forget and nothing will go pain and nothing. So how do you now balance that? I am people oriented, but I want to be respected. Even though you're not doing mumu, but because they know that you are kind of, you love people, you relax and everything, they just try to take advantage of you in that aspect. So how do you handle it?
Oh yeah, doctor, ESFP.
But what is coming to my mind is just give one backhand, and that will not be.
I think there are sometimes you withdraw intentionally as an extrovert when people don't take you serious. There was a time in my past when I was investing and when I left, people were not taking me serious because I was people-oriented. I was there for people. I was talking. I was humorous. People love me, but they don't take me serious. Then it came to a time I withdrew. Sometimes availability brings insult. So if you withdraw yourself and you are not always at the beck and call of people, people respect you. You know that happens in churches. As a pastor, if you are available for everybody, your eye go see. But if you have protocols that block everybody, if they want to see you, it takes 3 months. They fill form. They are calling Papa before they see you. You know the kind of honor they will give you. No be here. But you are the one that is supposed to know the call of God upon your life and your style and how to achieve it, no matter the insult of people. But sometimes you have to withdraw so that you can earn your respect. Availability all the time brings insult sometimes. I think that could help us. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
We have something more to do. 2 more things, please.
Actually,
so
I am IAS TJ.
ISTJ.
Yes. So, but my question is this: in the build-up, starting from that introversion. So,
ISTJ.
TJ.
Introverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. Okay.
So, starting from the build-up.
Yeah.
Now, one of the write-up is they prefer communicating in writing. So, my question is this.
So they give people query well.
No, it's not. I prefer.
Do you know? Do you know? They are a couple that my wife canceled years ago. That when they fight and they need to resolve, the wife must write an apology letter to the husband. If he doesn't write, the fight no go finish. I hope. Do you write apology? He will write apology. They will write.
So I like me, it's more comfortable for me to send text to people, chat with people than calling people.
Yeah.
So in fact, in my family, it's even like a kind of problem for me that like most of them even put me aside because I can chat them. It's more convenient for me than just pick a call. If I call people, So my question now is, now people see that you don't put them, even the people I pray for every day I wake up, every day. And I do chat them also, but just calling them, but they are thinking that people, you don't just think about them. Or you don't just, so I want to say, like in this write-up now that says how people see
perceive you.
Yeah.
See,
so how can
you have read how people see you, and that is the issue you have in your family. I think I also have a challenge with people testing and not talking. But I see it as a Gen Z thing, not as people thing. I see my daughters talk to their friend. You know what they do? Voice note. They press, they talk, they send, they wait. The person is doing. I say, why are you saying it? Maybe you will just call the person. They just daddy leave us. That's our generation. You want to talk to the person. Maybe you will call. Both of you will talk, and you will drop the phone. But they will press. They will talk. They will send it. It will go. The person will listen. He will talk. He will send it. I don't understand. And they do it in the fact that when you listen to it, it disappears. I don't understand. So even me, I don't understand that thing. But I don't have issue personally with people that send tests, they communicate. We see that as communication. I think it's because of the traditional African society. We are communal. We believe in talking. Even the phone call itself is something else. We believe that you should come home during Christmas. We all sit down. We talk together. Why will you be talking to me on phone? So, your own, we go to pray for you. God will help you. But I don't have answer because for the African experience, I think that it is. And so you should try and also try calling now. Try calling. Or send voice note. When they hear your voice, it will be better. So she said you can try. Please try and call so that the perception can cease. Okay, ma'am. Sir.
I just want to comment, sir. Sometimes, like me, sometimes if I talk, I may get angry when talking. So sometimes when I sit down and type, I tend to pour out my mind while typing. But in this area of the world we are, people don't want to read.
Yeah.
And when they read a lot of meanings to what you write.
Yeah.
They just want to listen to what you want to say and let's move on. Sometimes it's not everybody that can speak, and at that same time as you are speaking, you are thinking of what you are. How do I put it? What you are saying out, the emotions you are putting out. Sometimes you could put out that emotions out in a wrong way. So sometimes when you type, when you write, it tends to kind of portray or direct your.
What is your type? So, you were not around. Madam will show you what to do.
So the best is just keep typing the way you type. Keep communicating that way. Everybody that wants to understand you, understand you, and everybody that doesn't want to understand
Don't kill yourself. Okay, somebody have told you to try and change and call a little bit more. Somebody have said, don't kill yourself. But I would say, I prefer people talking than people writing. If I talk to you alone, it's my word against yours. If I write, there's an evidence. That's why I prefer talking than writing. I personally prefer talking than writing, because if I write, I think I put my thoughts better. I am nastier. I'm very assertive when I write. So I really don't like write. I just like saying it, pouring it out, and it goes. Now it's my word against yours. Because now me and you is my word against yours. And that's why many times when it comes to disciplinary issues in the church and talking to people in church, I rarely talk to people one-on-one in church, except it's a counseling matter. If it's a disciplinary matter, it's a leadership matter, I make sure there's somebody seated in. I'll call doctor, I'll call Broinka. I need a third party to listen to what we are saying. Okay, so I feel safety, if you talk to people one-on-one, is better than writing it. Because in writing, you take your time, you pour your thoughts better, you say something. Sometimes you are erasing, you are rewriting, you are erasing, you are putting it back. Should I put this, should I not? But if you are talking, you will have already said it. And then it's both of you's words. It's neither here nor there. But let's pray the African prayer, the Nigerian prayer. May the Lord help you all. May the Lord help us all. In Jesus' name. Can we hear amen? Let's take second to the last thing. But this thing, I have not proven it. We want to use Maya bricks and use psychological. This one, please. Let's take what I want to do now as academic exercise. What I want to do now, I want to do it because you are married. I will not do it if singles. Psychologists have attempted to say, if you are this number, this is the best spouse for you. But they are not the Holy Spirit. They are not the one that gave you purpose and assignment. So they should not have the power of saying that. Maybe we should jump it. Or let's do academic. You are already married now, so we can. If we want to do it single, some people who singles, the way they are saying, they say you are Capricorn, you should marry Leo. Are you Leo? Before they marry, which is causing a lot of problems. But let's look at it. I want to see anyone that will match according to their advice. Okay, ESTJ. Any ESTJ here? ESTJ. In case you want to know what is called in temperament, you are choleric melancholy. That is your name from today. Choleric melancholy. ESTJ, choleric. He said this person is pragmatic, organized, and logical. They are constantly analyzing their world and ultimately prefer to lead because of an innate desire to bring order to the world. But you have read that. This, another person's write-up, different from the book we use. Now, look at what they say their potential spouses are. Oh, yeah, let's go. Now, may our bricks talk am. No be Holy Spirit talk am. But we are just doing academic exercise. I want to see anyone that will match. Yeah, by their distance. That's why I will never do this with singles. We'll never do this with singles. It's the Holy Spirit. But we are just enjoying ourselves on a Salah Monday and doing academic exercise that will take us nowhere. We are already married. Oh yeah, go to the next one. So if you are ISTJ, you are choleric pure. You are purely choleric. You are choleric. They are planners. They are driven by a sense. Let's not read this. Go back. Are you ISTJ? Okay, go back. They are planners, yes. They are driven by a sense of personal responsibility and are extremely, wow. I think it speaks to you, yeah. But I'm still arguing the I. I'll look for the ESTJ later.
I was waiting for this part to confirm this.
ESTJ. No. How can you say you are introvert?
Okay, cool. So let's look at people they say they can marry.
That is it. They are extremely, they are ultra smart and analytical. You can think of them as perfectionists. I think that's the man. No? That's the man. Sir, hello.
I say hello, but I will still go to this one.
I go check out. ESCJ, I go check out.
Okay.
You are INFP. Okay, and there is I. Okay. It's almost there.
Okay, let's remember this is an academic exercise, Abi. We are just enjoying ourselves to see what God is doing and see what Mayor Brick said. Who is he that speaketh and it comes to pass when the Lord has not? It's just human being. And that's why we should not give this to are you sure we should go on? There's one important more thing I want us to do. Conflict resolution. Let's go to conflict resolution. If you are ESFJ, you are sanguine melancholy. All this was said, they recommit it. So let's talk conflict resolution. You know, marriages are different. There are some people that say since they got married, they have never had conflict. Sometimes when people say that, it's because they have conflict resolution skills. So because they resolve conflict quickly and speedily, they don't see it as conflict. So whenever you hear anybody saying that, don't look at your spouse as if it's the devil that is not making you meet that target. Do we understand? We have couples that if you see them together, even what you feel conflict, the way they handle it, the way they talk it through, the way they do, you just admire them, the way they handle it. And at your home, you might not have the skills to quickly handle it that way. So there are people who say they don't have conflict, they have marriages. We should not say it's a lie. Because I have heard many people say it's a lie. How can you say it is not possible? But that is your own experience. I believe the best way to say is that they handle conflicts very, very, very quickly. And it looks as if nothing happened. You know, there are some things in the past that you people fight about. It happened and nobody fights about it anymore. When you just got married in the first 3 years, that thing, you fight about it. Now, you laugh over it. You don't even discuss it. It's because conflict resolution has really taken shape. Now, let's move on. Conflicts are disagreement and arguments between two people. When last do you have a conflict at home? This morning. Do you know that some people might not be here today because they had conflict, even though they registered? Hello, are we here? You know, there are many people that registered that are not here. Maybe when they woke up, they had conflict. So, clashes, battles, fight, quarrel, discord, collision, contention, whatever you call it. The broader name is conflict. So conflict and disagreement in marriages are inevitable and are not necessarily bad. Non-resolution of conflict is the problem. The righteous shall fall a seventh time, they shall arise again. The falling is not a bad thing. Not arising again is a problem. So conflicts are not necessarily bad. I remember my daughters. It's an issue that their mother want to resolve for them. Most of the time, they are shouting on each other. And my wife will go about to resolve conflict. And one day, they told her, why is it that whenever we are trying to express ourselves to one another, you think we are fighting? We are not fighting. We are just expressing ourselves. So now, when they are expressing themselves, their mother will sit in the room and allow them to express themselves well. If the expression is passing the normal boundary, I will now go. And I say, expression discontinued. So now, there are times when people express themselves that we think is conflict. They are not fighting. They are just trying to make sure they understand one another. Do we understand? And you know that some people enjoy conflict. That expression. You know some people enjoy that expression. And they intentionally create that expression because they get the adrenaline from their wife shouting. They all say that after the man said, you look very beautiful when you shout. It's part of the enjoyment. Okay, so we need to resolve conflict because conflict hinders our prayers. Conflict
open the door for the enemy to operate. That's why I told you before that we should keep talking. We should keep talking. We should keep talking. We should keep talking. In talking, we might be disagreeing in our talking, but let's keep talking. Let's keep talking. Let's keep talking, really. Conflict affects our children negatively. Conflict destroys the love, peace, and joy in our families. Conflict affects our prayer lives. Conflict can destroy our marriages when they are not handled. Do you know that a simple apology, some people refuse to apologize to their wife or apologize to their husband, and that was what destroyed their marriages. I was watching a popular American on a podcast abroad, and he said, he was talking about the husband. My ex-husband is the most loving person I've ever met. My ex-husband. So it got me interested in the podcast. How will you be saying all these good things about the man, and he's your ex? And you know, by the time you complain, he said, but I took him for granted and I lost him. He said, I will do anything to have him back, but it is late. The woman said the husband walked and sent him to university. The husband walked and sent her to masters. He said he was any more than the husband. Before she calls home, the husband would have cooked, cleaned the house. He was giving all these details. He said, but I took him for granted. And I can never meet anybody like him again. He was saying it on the podcast. A popular American, is he a musician or an actress? If we don't resolve conflicts, in fact, I make bold to tell you this. Many marriages have destroyed that are no longer standing. If you compare some of them with marriages that are standing now, marriages that are standing now have more problems, bigger challenges, bigger problems than those ones. But because they don't have conflict management skills. Okay, all of you here, can you cast your mind back to your parents' marriage? For some of us. But they are still married. Those people, they are still married. No, as I said that, some people started remembering some pictures. But they are still married. It is conflict resolution. Do you know that some people, when they are abusing each other, it is their love language? So please, all marriages, all of us should learn how to handle conflict, how to resolve conflict. Marriages last because people resolve conflict. It is not because they are bone of my bone, flesh. I mean, I don't believe in bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I say me, I didn't say the Bible. I did not say you do not believe in bed. Some people believe there is only one person. For me, I believe marriage is like food. If you like amala, marry, chop amala. If you like rice, chop rice. The one way you like, go carry him. Just go carry the one way you like. Personally, I don't believe in bone of my bone or flesh of my flesh. There's nothing missing that I'm looking for. You open your eye. He that finds a wife find a good thing. Open your eye. Go and find it. I have found it already. I have found a friend in Titi. Okay, so go and find. Really, I will not go into that today. Let's continue. Areas of conflicts. And I think most of the time, as couples fellowship leaders, we intentionally look at these areas. And the last time I was not around, I think the last couple fellowship before the movie, Daddy Aroshegbe was here to teach about finance. Go and look for it. I think it's still on Facebook. Every married couple should go and look for it. Because there were wisdoms that were dropped in that program. But from what I saw on the television that day, many people were not around, just like today. So finances can bring pressure on your marriage. You know, finances can blow the balloon. Maybe we were blowing balloon that time. It will blow the balloon and bring stress upon our marriage if you don't handle them quickly. Nowadays, you hear ladies. I heard one popular actress on a podcast recently saying she married for love and loves the marriage. Now, she's not looking for love. It's money she's looking for now. Okay, so you must handle area of finances. That's one, because there are areas of conflict. Let's go. Communications. We have handled part of it today. Communications. In the course of a year, we'll do love languages again and handle communications again. Let's go. Sex. Areas of conflict. Sex. Let's go. In-law and extended family for Africans is areas of conflict. Third parties are areas of conflict. Parenting, areas of conflict. What prolongs conflict? Pride, selfishness, bitterness, unforgiveness, stubbornness. I discovered that online now, people tell everybody, I am stubborn. They say it with pride. If I have a son, and I see anybody online that says she's stubborn, I will not allow my son to marry the person. Because my son will have a headache. When people are catching clues online, they don't understand some things. You can't tell me, you can't go online everywhere and say, I am stubborn. I am stubborn. The man that marry me must know how to marry. I am stubborn. Men, we are not in singles. Okay, I'm sorry. You are married already, so enjoy it. Lack of respect. I think we will not tire of saying, men, when a man says, love me, show me love, he says, you show me respect. For a man, love is respect. Love is not I love you. For a man, people tell you what men want is sex. It's a lie. What men want is respect. Sex is an aftermath of it. So what prolongs conflict? Anger, third parties, lack of trust. Never report your spouse to your own parents. If you want to report your spouse to a parent, report your spouse to your spouse's parent. Should I repeat myself? Never report your spouse to your parents. Your parents will support you. Especially the ones that are not very wise and matured. Report your spouse to your spouse's parents. Should I repeat myself? I know we have done it all. Never again report your spouse to your own parents. Report your spouse to your spouse's parents. 90% of the time, your spouse's parents want the marriage of your marriage to work for your spouse. Please. These are little wisdoms that help in conflict resolution. Which case, those years, I'm trying to remember a case long time ago that we're trying to resolve that have been reported to parents. You see, many cases that are reported to parents take their position. This parent takes this position, that one takes a contrary position, and that marriage does not come back to normal again. Do we understand? If you want your marriage to work well, and for you to resolve conflict easily, don't report your spouse to your own parents. And now, let me say this. If you are married and you are from two different cultures and two languages, don't speak your own language to your people when they are around. It is criminal.
If you don't have the maturity for intertribal marriage, don't marry.
But this is not singles. You are already married.
You are married to an Igbo man. You are a Yoruba person. Don't speak Yoruba to your siblings at home.
Do you understand? Whenever I'm with my brother and my brother's wife, and my wife is there, since we have not seen each other for a long time, and I'm talking, when I start with English, I will move to Yoruba. Once I move to Yoruba, my wife will shout, "Sweetheart!" I move back to English. I talk. It's not that my sister-in-law minds. In our family, my sister-in-law is called my girlfriend. We are very, very close. So she doesn't mind. But my wife makes sure when I'm talking to my brother and I switch Yoruba, sweetheart. Once I hear sweetheart, I know the mistake. I move back to English. That is for peace. But your people come. And your wife is Hausa. Your wife is something else. You have started the problem in your family. Once you marry intertribal, you start having a lingua franca of Nigeria. You start speaking English, you die. At that time, Biafra and Yoruba nation ends in your family. You never do Yoruba nation, you never do Biafra. You never do Arewa Consultative Congress again. Kogi, Igala, what do you call it? Igala Descendant Union. It ends. Do you understand? It ends. Those are the things that causes conflict. Especially if your spouse is not matured yet. Because there are some people, when they hear people talking, they are interested. They want to know what they are saying. What is your business? Somebody's mother just came. Your in-law came. They are talking. You are going to the door. You are eavesdropping. Are you a witch? Because they are married to you, they can't talk to their children again. All these things are sensitive issues that we have to be aware of. And you see, I believe in marriage, if we know our boundaries, even though you are the one married to the person, if you know your boundaries, the marriage works. So now that we are having children, please, we are teaching you these things also. When your children get married, even though you are their parent, know your boundaries in their families.
Conflict resolution, though. Now, lack of trust sustains conflict. Now, where I'm really going, and I want to end with some don'ts in marriage. Now, listen to me. Never resolve conflict with sex. What I'm saying is this. Because we are fighting, no sex. Even if you don't talk to each other, let brotherly love continue. What did I say? Even whether you like, be talking. Whether you like, don't be talking. Let brotherly love. I cannot hear the women say, let brotherly love continue. You are not talking. How can that be possible? That is the reason why you must resolve conflicts. Because the law is that the only reason why you should know why brotherly love. Why am I using brotherly love? The only reason why you should not have sex is that when you are fasting by mutual agreement, you don't stand up and say, I'm fasting today. You do not tell the person. The person agrees with you, you are fasting. And you agree on the duration of a fast. You take permission for duration of. You are married, you are not single. That is why it's better. They tell people, Bible says it's better for you to be single when you want to serve the Lord. You want to be a pastor. Nowadays, if a pastor is a single, they don't call the person. They say he must be married. We have turned things upside down. Now listen to me. Nothing must stop sex apart from agreement for spiritual exercise of fasting. And that agreement for fasting must also be gotten with a consent of your spouse. People that spend 20 days on the mountain every month, their marriages are weakened. Especially if it is only one person doing the fasting and another person say, God did not call me to this kind of fasting. Do we understand? So now listen to us as a church. At no time should you use sex to settle quarrel, to keep malice with your spouse. Maybe when you were in church, you were talking anyhow. When I said we should go home, you did not go. Now that we have come home, you are not touching me. No, that is your punishment for that. No. You are, I will say like that old evangelist on social media, you are a criminal.
Do we understand this? Women at the back, because women have moved back now to take care of children when we are talking about this thing. Some are sleeping at the back. We don't use sex to prove a point in our marriages. Do we understand? Hold your spouse and say that with me. Hold your spouse. If your spouse is still near you, you hold your spouse and say, we don't use sex to make a point and prove a point in our family. The women are not talking. Look as if this is women's weapon. They are really not talking. I will call Damilola out to come and give this covenant statement.
Do we understand this?
Amina, I did not hear your voice. Ayo. Is there somebody saying now food? Yes, now food. It is a food of the flesh. And you know, I will loud it. And you know, some time ago, I don't know if you still have a message where I came and I taught you that sex is worship, and I show you from scripture. It is worship. People think worship is every instruction that God gives you, obedience to that instruction is worship. Are you praising God or? No, it's not question time yet. You must express anger, but in your anger, do not sin. That's what the Bible says. He said, don't let the sun go down on your anger. And in your anger, do not sin. And when he said, don't let the sun go down on your anger, that means no quarrel and malice in the home must be taken to the following day. It must be handled before you sleep. You know the standard of the Bible is high.
Let's go. Number 2, don't stop eating food at home. You know, I have been teaching this for years, and I'm saying it again because of young couples here. Don't use.
If you are the one that bought the food, you are the one that married the wife, that same wife cooked for you, you did not eat it. Are you stupid? Even if it's grudgingly eat the food. If it's frowningly eat the food. If it is complainingly, eat the food. Do you understand? Sometimes my wife asks me, how is the food? It doesn't matter. Now you cook them. Every cooked food my wife cooks, it is sweet. Salt or no salt, pepper or no pepper, it is sweet. Leave that story first. Let's talk about cooking first. Do you understand? Is the pepper enough? Is the salt enough? I answer now, I might enter trouble. All the food are good. I don't want to answer any set of question. And it's not that she's setting me up, but the emotions of the woman, you answer sometime, the woman gets angry. You know, she asks a question, not because she wants the truth.
We both came from work, and somebody entered the kitchen while I was preparing message, and we left church together after I've ministered. We left church 8:30. We got on the person cooked till 9:30, and brought the food. And she's now asking me, how is the food? How will it be? I don't answer. The food is good. And I eat all my wife's food very well. And whatever happened after, God handles it. That is conflict resolution. You know, many people of us, when we were young, we have been told that, if you want to show your wife, don't eat his food. That's traditional African Babalawo worship. If you are a Christian, you eat it. You are not stupid. You put the money, you paid house rent, you paid bride price, and that person cook for you. You are not eating. No. It's double jeopardy. Now you they deal with. And some women, some have done it to understand that the women, please, men, listen to me. When you do something until the time that your wife does not care again,
you have lost your marriage. I'm telling you. You have become roommates. The day your wife no longer complains about the things you do, he has given up on you. You are gone. You are gone. You will not know you are gone here. It's like a fan that has been off. You will know the day your last child gets married. That's when you will know that you are gone. I'll eat later. So please eat. Men, eat. Men, did you hear me? Eat. And eat very well. Men, eat. And eat very well. It's your food. Eat. Don't use food to settle matter. Eat the food. Eat it grudgingly. Eat it with your face frowning. Eat it with anger. Then eat the food. Bros, eat the food. Oh yeah, shake me. Eat the food. Frown and eat the food. Frown and eat the food.
Okay, so don't
refuse to cook.
Don't refuse to cook. Say, I'm angry.
Once your husband starts tasting another person's food, you may enter trouble. In Abuja, I don't know many eateries. I'm not saying it's wrong to eat outside. In fact, I believe most of the time to relieve your wife and to encourage them, show your love, you take them out to eat outside and all those things. But that should be for sure showing of love for yourself and not the norm. So please don't refuse to cook. When I was talking before, the women were smiling, but now the women are frowning. But the message is being passed. Conflict resolution, no, don't refuse to cook. Number 4, no silent treatment. I think I've said it many times today. We keep talking. You talk, you will not answer. I will not answer. Some will say, if I answer, what I will say will do. You have the fruit of the Spirit. It includes self-control. You speak choice words. This word I'm saying to this person, if this person says it to me, how will I feel? Conflict resolution makes you empathetic. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. Don't give the silent treatment. The enemy will enter. It's a door. Don't open it. Don't open the door of silent treatment. The enemy will enter through it.
I repeat, don't open the door of silent treatment. The enemy
will enter it. And this one I'm saying to women, but I've learned from my experience in counseling that they are very notorious BIG men that do silent treatment also. Please, talk to your spouse. Let brotherly talking continue. Don't revenge. Should I repeat myself? Can we all say together, don't revenge? Okay, now you now say, I will not revenge. If you revenge, you are taking the rule of God. God said, vengeance is mine. You don't have the ability and the capacity to revenge in equal kind. It's only God that has the capacity and ability to do that. Don't do it. You know, most of the time we hear what the word says. And there are many people in the church that are of the word. Years ago, around 10 years ago, a member of the church, it's mommy that will remember the story because mommy was one that handled the story at that time. The husband committed adultery. And the wife caught the husband right-handed. And the wife decided to revenge. And the wife went to meet the husband's best friend and slept with her. Listen to me. That is what revenge makes you not to think straight. You will do something. After you have done it, your eye will come down. Say, na me do am. Na me do this. Na me do this. Na me do this. That marriage did not recover from that revenge. Do we understand what we are saying? Never, ever do me, I do you. One eye will go blind. Oh. We need to be very, very careful. Don't revenge. Don't revenge. When you were an unbeliever or before you got married, you say, anyway, that me I will do back. Oh, I am stubborn. Oh, I will do back. Yes, when you were single, you are married now. You are married now. Please, don't revenge. Let's continue. Don't. Oh yeah. Don't keep malice. I think that's silent treatment, those Wabi. Oh yeah, let's continue. Don't blackmail. So all the things that your spouse did wrong that nobody knew, you now use as blackmail. You report your spouse to the church on that matter. When they now call both of you and say you should talk, you will now not talk about the matter. You say, I will start from the beginning. So the story that nobody knew about, you will now start it. And remember, you learn trauma. When you are saying it, you will now bring trauma. The husband had trauma in the talk. Now look at you. So if we fight, you mean you can say this about me? We have counseled many people, and you know, this thing are brought from the place of counseling. There are some things you don't do. No blackmail. If we want to resolve this matter, please stay on that matter. Let's resolve it. Sometimes when you go to the past, it gives us perspective. We agree. But sometimes it opens old wounds. Don't blackmail. Please go straight to the point. Some people, we never knew the family of your spouse. You know, say, when I married him, I knew how he was now. I knew. At that time when I met him, before we got married, say, Biba, you will now start telling all the stories about the weakness of the family the person came from. It's not good. I know sometimes we do it out of anger, but please, let's not do that. It is blackmail. I beg you. Let's go. Don't keep record of wrongs. For some people, go and burn your diary. For you to have peace of mind and your healing to be complete. I believe people should keep diary. People should keep journal. I don't keep. But for some people, if you read their journal is melancholic. It is dark. All they are thinking, what they have thought about, what they have gone through, it's all negative. I used to have a brother in those days when we were grown up, in our room. On the wall of our room are records of what all of us did against him with pencil. He wrote it on December 12, 1984, 12:04 p.m. Abiodun insulted me and did not apologize. It is there on the wall. Imagine now that he's grown up. Sometimes I imagine, I say, the diary this guy is keeping about us now. Nobody's what you know. Don't keep record of wrong, either in writing or in your memory. Let it go. I know somebody who writes, Pastor, can we forget? Don't ask me that question today. Don't keep record in your memory. Memory card, memory bank, memory mind, memory computer, whatever it is, don't keep your record.
Are we going? Don't bring up the past. Don't reveal secrets to all. I've spoken about that.
Oh yeah, all of us, can we read what is on the screen? I want to go. Stay. One of the things, words I hate when I see design is master bedroom, mistress bedroom. What does it mean? In those days in church, I told people to go and sell their bed and buy 3.5 bed. You know 3.5. You know size 3.5. Some people came to meet me later. I said, Pastor, we can't breathe very well. But you see, there's no how you are fighting. You can't fight on the 3.5 bed. If you talk, you will hit the person. If you talk, you will resolve the matter. You will resolve the matter before day breaks. Don't ever move to another room. Say, you now move to the sitting room. You carry your this. You go and lie down in the sitting room. Don't give room to the devil. So for specialists in sleeping in bedroom and in sitting room or guest room, don't turn yourself to a guest in your own house. Please, I beg you. Because of our time, let's run. No singing of insultive song. I have a father that will never ever fail me. Because your husband did not have money to give you, you will not turn praise worship to insultive song. I have a father. Even though your mother and father can disappoint you, only God cannot. You now start singing and be quoting some scripture. Stop singing those songs. Faithful God, only you deserve our praises in my life. Your neighbors will think you are worshiping, but your spouse knows what you are doing. And if you are a Yoruba man, there are many Yoruba songs that you can use to handle those issues. Very, very powerful Yoruba song that will not sing in church. But you know, very powerful songs, but they can be switched to use for battle and malice. But the people singing it, they understand. People here will say, this family, they are close to God. They are doing money devotion. But they are doing no devotion. May God help us. Okay. Stop reporting to anybody who cares to listen. Stop reporting to anybody who cares to listen. Now, look at that. Let's read what is on the screen. Let's go. I hope we don't have anybody that have such anger. If there's anybody there, that has this issue, see Pastor Gabriel for deliverance. You can't do it in the Tinubu regime. When you break it to now, you now even have singles. They are singles. They have issues. The person snatches the phone and smash your ground. You do that, you will not marry the person. We are teaching our singles signs and red flags. You don't do that. We understand that sometimes you are bitter, things happen, but please don't do that. Please, I beg you. For you, you are good, you are married already, but please, I beg you. Don't do that. Don't destroy things at home. Your children are watching. Remember when we were learning trauma, if you don't heal, you transfer it to your children. Because your behavior, all the wrong behavior that a trauma that's not healed, you are doing, your children see it and they see it as normal. So you are now transferring a transgenerational curse. We call it curse, but it's not a curse. It's a trauma that was transferred that became a curse in the family. Please, don't break anything. I think anybody that breaks this thing, we should allow police to arrest them, keep them over the weekend before the church goes to bail them. That is part of the settlement. But please, I beg you, let's not do that. I was just joking. Nobody, we will never allow anybody to sleep in a cell. Never. Don't be bent on winning the argument. Marriage is not a fight. So even you have disagreement, the one you won yesterday, what did he have to your family? The argument you won yesterday, okay, you reported, the matter was handled. You were declared justified and a winner. And your spouse was declared the loser and the guilty. After that, what happened to you? What happened to you after that? Don't be bent on winning an argument. It's a small man thinking. That's a small boy thinking. I must win this argument. I must win this argument. Some people even say, I know my wife, I know my wife. Some say, I know my husband, he does not lose any battle. That same husband, they have not promoted him for 7 years. But the wife, when he's fighting juniors around, they say he has not lost any battle. I beg, let's put all these things down. It does not get us anywhere. Okay. No accusation. And the last one, I think this is very key. And that the trauma should have handled part of it. Look at it. Don't bottle up your feelings. Now, before I take the last one, which is still on conflict, how do we handle conflict and we close? What other don'ts do you think we should add to this? I want to add it so that I can add to my teaching notes. Don't. From your experience in your family, what advice will you give, Pastor, on the don'ts of conflict resolution? Don't do what? Anybody? Don't? Okay, don't. Okay, Christians, okay. Don't pack out of the house. Okay. Thank you. I will add down to it. Okay, don't pack out of the house.
Don't call your children and start.
Don't pack out of the house. That's one. Number two.
Don't call your children and start.
Now listen to me. Let us not turn couples matter to family matters. There are some issues that is between me and my wife. It has nothing to do with the children. You should not call the children and say, come and see what your daddy did do. Come and see what your... Never do that. It's witchcraft. You are automatically setting up your husband, your children against your husband for the future. Never do that. Okay?
His boss in the office. And that's one of the issues we've handled severally. And all that, so.
Please, can you write down? I don't know how I forgot it. We've handled. In fact, this is common. When they do anything, I just go, I'm going to your office. In fact, many people's spouses are not respected in the office. The wife, once they see the wife, they say, what did Mr. Lagbaja do again this time around? They don't come report them. And it's in one-man business most of the time, not in a structured organization. Yeah. And some structured organization also, yeah. So please, help me add that to it. Okay?
Don't close your mind to resolution.
Thank you very much, sir. Don't close your mind to resolution. Mommy again.
Don't decide to stay away from your home. Some will go to the hotel and say, for 1 week you will not see me.
Okay. Don't decide to stay away from your home by your own. I'm coming, sir. Don't decide to stay away from your home by your own by your own decision. Let the church be part of your decision to stay out of your home. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hello, do you understand? You do not understand what I'm saying? Is it hunger? Don't take the decision to leave your home yourself alone. Let the church or your support system be part of that decision. Some have left and never came back. You know, some people, they leave for Shakara. They did it the first time, they went to beg the person. They did it the second time, they went to beg. Then they did it the third time, nobody went to beg. Now they are saying, won't you come and beg me? Won't you come and beg me? And there's nobody that is ready to beg anybody. Be sure, don't pack out of the house by your own decision. Let the church or your support system be part of that decision. Okay? Any other person? I think that should be the last one.
Don't say negative things concerning your husband in front of the children.
Don't say negative things about your husband in front of the children. The children will not respect you and they will not respect your spouse.
No segregation of properties.
Which grammar be that one?
No segregations of properties.
Yeah. No, thank you. Sometimes we don't think that things like this. No segregation of properties. Yeah. Some people, oh, sorry, man. I won't just say this. Some people, they see the future that there will be conflict. So why they are buying things, they are buying in somebody's name. And you have trust. You don't look at it again, but they are buying. They are making their plans. Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Having a side chick will never be a solution to your marital crisis.
Having a side chick
will never be a solution to.
thank you. No side chicks. No side chicks, no boyfriends. Wow. But I keep thinking, why did this one not cross my mind? Because many people, when they have issues, they say, okay. They go to. And you know what? It's men that tell men that I say, when he's giving you problem, it's because he's one. But so once you have an alternative for her, she will calm down. Just get an alternative. She will calm down. That is not what we do in this church. No alternative. No side chicks. No boyfriends. Okay. Any other one? I think that. Okay. Isaiah.
No use of children as compensation. When you are not in good time with your wife, you use your children as your spouse to keep yourself together.
In fact, sometimes it's not even during the time of conflict. Some people's marriage problem started when they started having children. They moved the affection from the husband and took it to the children. Your love for your children is a different one. That's church. It's different from arrows that you have for your husband. So let's differentiate it. Your husband is your husband. You see, both of you will stay alone. My wife and I now. As we don't do it for 21 years, now we stay alone now. So if we had conflict, don't use the children as communication during conflict. You know, they don't talk to each other now. They say, go and tell your father that I need money. Your father, you now go and tell your mother that food is on the table. You know, don't use your children for communication because of conflict. You know, when there's no conflict, when we do that, it doesn't matter. Nobody reads any meaning to it. But when there's conflict and we start doing that, it is very, very terrible. Please, let's not do that. My mommy's own.
And with conflicts, never you carry any sharp objects or hold weapons.
Yeah.
Well, no matter how you are angry, never you carry anything that you know can.
Can I now say this? Because of mental health issues, there are some stresses you go through and challenges go through in problem that you start hearing voices telling you some things. Carry this, do that. Don't listen to that voice. Once a third voice is speaking to you during a conflict, run for help. Come and see your pastor, see elders, see people respected that can help you. Because experience have shown that people that murder because of conflict, it's a voice that they heard that says do this, do this. So please, we beg you, don't listen to contrary voices.
Then don't be too close to someone that is not married.
Let your best friends not be single, so. Or this one is not only during conflict. You can have friends that are singles, but they should not be your closest friend. Don't have friends that are single again also. You know what we call single again? Married before are now single and are terrible. Most of the time they might not see anything good. And you know, their excuses are legit. Their complaints are legit. We will not deny people of their perspective, of their pain and their trauma. They are legit, but they should not bleed on you. They should not bleed on your marriage. They should not make what they went through your standard. So that's why you have to beware of people that have gone through that. I once stayed with a couple. I once stayed with a couple before that were going through marital stress, marital stress. They ended up divorcing. One day, my auntie went out and was coming back and gave somebody a lift. And he was talking to the lady, and the lady said, Auntie, I'll be getting married in the next 3 weeks. The worst statement ever. And this, my auntie was going through pain of marriage. By the time she finished with the lady, before the lady dropped, the lady said, I am going to call off the marriage. She came back home and told me, see what I did. See what I did. See what I did. She didn't mean to do that. But when she was telling this lady what she was going through in her marriage, the lady said she was not getting married again. And she never knew the lady from anywhere. To even go back and meet the lady and say, I was just angry. She never knew the lady. Dropped the lady. Whether the lady now cancelled the marriage or not, we did not know. She was living with regret for that. So sometimes when you are going through, people going through some pains, if they are not mature enough to handle the pain, their advices might be counterproductive. But if they are mature, they can tell you the lessons you can learn from this. But if they are not mature, they can pass wrong messages to you. Now, I think we can move forward. Now, how then this one also will do together? Oh, somebody again. Okay, sorry, sir.
Praise the Lord. Don't employ matured house help.
Wait, please, let's process it. Not only during conflict. Now listen to me. Man, know your weakness. Know your weakness. Sometimes when men complain about this and say, this woman, bro, the one will start shouting, after all I've been doing, you don't want me to have help. You want to keep me in this house. You want to do this. You want to do this. The man knows why he's saying that. Oh. Because that's you indirectly bringing your own, a side chick for your husband, for immature. Please, I beg you. It's not during conflict alone. No. It's a marital advice. Conflict or no conflict. Please. You remember this. No, we all know this, that men are moved by what they see. Women are moved by what they hear. And there are many things we see. What we see per day. No be small thing, no. To advertise phone, women. Yeah. To advertise AC. To advertise shoe. To advertise. Men, they see every day. Men, they see every day. We are seeing many things. Pity your husband. Your husband, they see many things. Make them close their eyes. And he can't close his eyes. Will he close his eye and drive into the bush? Men are seeing things. Please, I beg you. Thank you, sir, for reminding us that. Okay, the last one for now.
Stop pronouncing negative words to your
thank you, sir.
babies, even when they are still small. Words like, hello, Nijago Ferro, and be bye-bye. Like, God will not allow you to marry someone like your father. You will not be this, you will not be that.
Okay, even beyond that, don't pronounce negative words, negative curses. And then don't transfer aggression to your children. Please help me add that. Don't transfer aggression to your children. Don't curse your husband in front of your children. That's particular. I don't know how to put it in English. You said it somehow. And no, what you said before you gave that example, don't. You know, for many of us, it's a God's grace that is making us handle our marriages because of what our parents said in our presence and all those things. It could affect. But we are Christians. We should not let that continue in our family. Now, let's now conclude in the next 5 minutes with conflict resolution. Oh, okay. People are, Benny.
No secrets that will be detrimental to both parties at the end of the
During conflict, which secret? During conflict. But let's add that, but I think it's a marital advice. There should be no secret that will be detrimental to the family. Okay. Now, how do we resolve conflicts? Please know that conflict in a marriage is not a war that is to be won. Should we start from there? Conflict in marriage is not a war that we should won. You see, some of us grew up in polygamous homes. When a man grew up in polygamous home, he is a warrior from birth. So anything he sees is battle. Anything he sees, he wants to fight. Anything that happens, now battle. So even conflict in marriage, he has been structured in a way that for conflict, it is battle. And this is a battle I must win. This is a battle I must win. This is a battle I must win. Conflict in marriages are disagreements. They are not battles to be won. They are disagreements to be resolved. Conflict in marriage, no matter what it is, they are disagreements to be resolved and not battles to be won. But if you look at it as battle, it's battle against darkness. It's battle against the devil. It is not a battle against your spouse. So please, let's know that it's not a war to be won. They are disagreements to be resolved. And we should resolve it with win-win for everyone concerned. If we resolve the issue and I win, and my spouse does not win, face teacher, and I have won, we will not enjoy the marriage again. No matter what pastor tells you that no sex during conflict, after you have won the conflict and your wife will not win, know that your wife will not listen to this no sex advice. Know that your husband will not listen to no no eating, you must eat at home. He will not listen. So let's resolve conflict in win-win manner. Let's not resolve conflict in the way that somebody else is put to shame. Let's not resolve conflict in the way that all the family people gather around everybody, and then they said it, and somebody feels shame, feels rejected, feels pain. That is not a win-win. Let's go away from the traditional African way of resolving conflict. We have handled issues in marriages in which there is a fight, small thing, that they can resolve between themselves. But before you know it, they have called the two families. And in communities where I grew up, where when I was growing up in Accra, there are all of us, we are all the Yoruba people, we are all family, and we attend the same church. If you have conflict in your marriage, everybody here in church, and before you know it, service, after Sunday service in church, you will sit down, your family and this one will sit down, the church committee, elders and deacon, they all sit down to resolve your matter. Before you know it, all the Yoruba community in Accra, they know your problem, they know your challenge. It's not a win-win. In fact, many people have gotten used to it that it's normal to them. But that's an abnormal situation. You go to the north, Yoruba communities, Gombe, all those people, or let's say Ogomasho or town communities, Ankpa community, they resolve issues like that. Everybody sits down on your matter. They call the community to come and handle the matter. Your marriage from that day now becomes a community marriage. It must be win-win for both of you. No, don't let your the issues of marriage to be resolved in a way that your husband feels bad or your wife feels bad after the resolution and feels cheated. Let it be win-win. I beg you. Let it be win-win. Where is my iPad? Where is the win-win iPad? Choose the right time to discuss the conflict. So we must talk today. With where I'm feeling now. We must talk now. We must talk. We must settle it now. We must talk now. Get the right time. There is no woman here that does not know the right time to talk to the husband. It is anger that makes us speak at the wrong time. There's no man here that does not know the right time to talk to the wife. It is anger and unnecessary urgency. Many things we call urgent are not important. There is a tyranny of the urgent that makes you do things speedily and put you into trouble. It will not make you sit down and think well before doing it. But we must talk about it. This thing happened now. We must talk about it. You know me. If you don't resolve now, you know me. You know what I can do. Before you know it, he's smashing the phone on the ground. Know the right time to handle these issues. Attack the issue, not the person. I love saying this all the time. You see, many times, the reason why people run into problem with pastors is this. Every time, and God strikes people. People are speaking the truth to pastors, but God is striking them. What they told the pastor is not that the pastor is not wrong, but they are not discussing issues. They are attacking personalities. There's no man born of a woman that the truth should not be spoken to, no matter his authority, no matter his height. We tell the person the truth. But when you are telling people the truth, don't attack personalities. Moses married Ethiopian woman. You have issue with Moses' wife. Talk to Moses. Don't say, are you the only one that God called? Miriam became leprous. Not because Moses was right or wrong. Because he was attacking personalities. Handle issues. Don't attack. You remember we have talked about personality. Your spouse is a human being. He has weakness, has passion, has sensitivity. When you are handle the issue. I don't like the way you spoke to me. Don't say, why are you speaking to me like an old Igala man? When you say old Igala man, you are attacking person. Oh, this is an Igala man. When you say old Igala man, you are attacking personality. You are not attacking the issue. Do you understand? Say, they've already told me that that's how Yoruba people do now. You are attacking personality. Attack the issue. Attack the issue. Attack the issue. Not the personality. Do we understand this? If we can separate personalities from issues, we enjoy our marriages. Attack the issue, not the personality. That's what they even told me. That's what you do in your father's house. That's what you do in your mother's house. That's personality. Attack the issue. I have done it. Blame me. Don't blame my parents. I did it, yes. I take responsibility. Even if you want to attack me. Say everything wrong about me. Don't bring my parents in. Don't bring my sister in. Don't bring my brother in.
Now me commit the sin. Attack me.
Do we understand? I'm even saying don't even attack me. Attack the issue. Attack the issue. Where I put it in. Let me attack the iPad. So, open communication. Let's be open. Let there be no go area. If we have some families in which when the wife wants to talk something, the husband say, we will never talk about this. And stand up. Sir, you are not the commander-in-chief of that house. It's Jesus. You are married. You are equal partners. But you are the head. And if the marriage fails, many people think it's with the woman God who asks questions when marriage fails. It's Africans that ask women questions when their marriage fails and insult them. In heaven, you are the head. You are the one that God will ask the question. So have open communication. Let there be no topic that is out of bounds. You are the one that went to marry somebody you are 6 years older than. Now your problem. Don't say, why are you talking? The day you marry the person, you became mates. If he's calling you uncle, he should start calling you by your name. Abiodun. Come here, Abiodun. You see the age difference before you went there. Don't say, don't talk to me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't respect your spouse, but I'm saying once you marry somebody, that is it. There is no go area. You don't say, we are not going to discuss it. As a man of the house, we are not discussing this. If you don't discuss it now, 40 years time, you will still discuss it. Let's have open communications so that conflict can be resolved. Now, speak the truth in love. Many of us are blunt, but bluntness should not bring insult. Let's learn to speak the truth with love. Also, use the right words and the right tone and the right body language. If there's anything my wife has taught me body language. Because my wife does not listen. Is that how we say it? No, that's not the right way to say it. My wife listens to your body language much more than your voice, than the words you say. Your body language, your tone, then what you said. Me, I listen to what you say, your tone, before your body language. But my wife taught me that there is body language. So I might be saying the right thing. My tone is wrong. It is wrong. If I want to discuss something serious with her, I have to sit down and calm down. If I'm touching my phone while talking, that means it's not a serious talk. My body language, I've said, if he's talking something serious, I'm pressing phone. Automatically, my wife, I said, what would she say? So I'm not important, Abi. So the phone is important than me, Abi. So if you want to say something serious, if God give me grace, I quickly put my phone somewhere so that I will now listen attentively to what my wife is saying. Because for women, body language, tone are much more important than what you have done, the voice you are saying. Women, is that the truth, Abi? Some are quiet, just looking at me like that. Is that the truth? For some men, that is the truth also. So we need to understand all these things while we resolve conflict. Can I say this? That we have conflict does not mean we should stop being kind to one another. If this thing shows that we are always kind, we are Christians first before we got married, and we are kind to one another, no matter the conflict, we are still kind. If you are still kind, your choice of what, even during that conflict, will show. So please, let's just not cast kindness aside. Let us be kind to one another no matter what. If you look at all these things we are saying, they are just normal biblical admonitions for one another. Once we are kind to one another, when there might always be conflict. But in the midst of conflict, let's be kind to one another. When we are kind to one another, things will fall into place. Now, let me rush the other 5. Assume the best of your spouse. There's no conflict we will have that will make me feel my wife is against me. There's no conflict we will have that will make me feel my wife does not have my best interest at heart. I'm talking about my wife. I don't know about yours. I don't know your experience. I'm not saying all women are good or all men are good. Because we have heard terrible things that people have done. Some even marry with an agenda. And their agendas are evil, so they fulfill that agenda. But I feel the wife you married that loves you, and you both of you married very well, you know he's the right person for you. The person have your interest at heart. So when the person is saying some things in anger, he's trying to prove it, but it's not because the person hates you. So if you think the best of your spouse all the time, even what he say, if the thing is nasty, you will just say, maybe my wife had a bad day in the office. Maybe because there is menstrual cycle. Maybe because he received a phone call. You will not feel it because it's me. And I think I should tell that to women also. Anytime when things happen, you just think. When anything happens in our family, women take it on themselves. It's me. What did I do wrong? You did not do anything wrong. Sometimes we are coming from office. Sometimes we just force somebody in the hold up. You know, in those days before God took care of me and took care of my heart very well, many times when I'm coming to church to preach on Wednesday, on the road, I fight many battles with drivers before I get to church. I sit in the car, I say, how will I mount this altar and minister now? But this people don't fight on the road now. Okay. Carry your car from there, Joe. You are looking at you don't do that entire. Carry your car from there. And I remember that. And at that time, before I said that, I was speaking into Maragadalaba. Oh Lord, this service today. Ajamba Gariagada. Ejembe Gariagada. Now you drive like that. What did go wrong with you? Why are you driving like that? After you now remember that I was speaking in tongues before. Say, oh Lord. Oh Lord. Help me. So sometimes it's a stress from the road that we came home. It's not because we hate you or you have done anything wrong. It's not about you all the time. Women should stop thinking that whenever there is conflict at home, it is me. I have done something wrong. What did I do again? It is not you. Many times it's Tinubu that caused the problem. You understand? So please, make una dey calm down every time. Please, let's apologize. Let's forgive one another. Let's pray for one another. And love one another no matter what. The other things, I don't want to go into this. Just end it there. Let's take more comments on this from you. I think that's the end. Conflict. How do we handle conflicts? What we can learn from one another apart from this? How do we handle conflicts? Anybody with them? Anybody? You don't reach conflict matter now. People know they talk. But ESTG, JPKK, people they talk well. Okay, so, like some people say, Pastor, you have said it all. How do we handle conflicts? Any idea? More ideas? Okay.
Thank you, Pastor. You have actually said it all.
Said it all, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I also believe that once we really have the spirit of forgiveness, it will really go a long way in handling conflict. Because even before the person wronged you, you even forgive, you don't take it to heart. Though you were pained, but when you sit down to talk about it or you want to discuss about it, you know that this thing is ending here. It's not going to pass this level. So I think once we have that mind, that spirit of forgiveness, that anytime you are ready to let go at any point in time, I think it's also go a long way in conflict, in handling the conflict.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so what we are saying that forgive in advance. I was just trying to ask him to confirm from if we have it on our singles counseling form. And I think we are going to add it to it. When people want to get married, before we counsel them, we give them a questionnaire, asking questions before that. We are going to add it. What sin or what would this person do against you that you can never forgive? We'll put it there. You know, sometimes we do those things when the husband feels, when the wife feels, fiancé or fiancé, we ask them to exchange it. Read what this piece has said. Read what this person said. Have you ever thought about it before you got married? What would this person do that can never forgive? If there is one, don't get married. Should I repeat it again? If there is something before you got married, now you are married. So the more I talk, the more I know we should go and do this in the singles again. Once there is something you cannot forgive before you marry, don't get married. Don't get married. Should I repeat myself again? I think I should go to this side and say it again. Once there is something you cannot forgive, and I'm talking especially to the African men. There's this one. If my wife does it, I can never forgive. You are not ready for marriage. Don't marry. Because it will happen. Job said, the things that I fear came upon me. The things you fear. If my husband should do this, I would rather die. It will happen. I'm telling you. There must be none before you get married. So that you will not have it. Do we understand that? Do you notice that what you blame your parents for, it happens in your marriage? When we get to the next series I'm taking from July, I will show you things. I will show you from Bible what people blame their parents for. It happened to them. Because you have no right to judge your parents. What you have the right to do is honor your parents. Anything you judge your parents for, it will happen to you. Except you are forgiven or you go for deliverance. Anything you judge your parents for will happen to you. I am not joking, no. I'm telling you. And I've seen it from the place of counseling, deliverance, and all this. It happens. So that is why we are saying, when your parents are fighting, don't allow them to turn marital conflict to family conflict. You will pay part of the repercussion. If they are fighting, let them fight. Your father cheated on your mother. Nobody, you marry your father. Let them handle their matter. You sit down for one corner. Don't judge your father. Leave the person. If you do, there is every tendency, apart from mercy, from you committing that same thing. I've seen it everywhere. You will not know what will happen. I'm not saying this to absorb people of the blame, but it will happen. Be very, very, very careful. And those are areas of asking God for forgiveness. So if you have any error, please get home and ask for forgiveness. Ask God to have mercy on you and break that bond. Because what you judge your parents for will happen to you. Where will they say? Okay, we are taking a comment. Okay.
Yes, I think another thing we should consider in conflict resolution is that divorce should not be an option.
It is not an option, no.
So for both of us.
It is not an option. Separation is only an option when it's a matter of life and death. Separation is an option when it's a matter of life and death. If people are beating themselves to stupor, better let them separate. Now people where they are alive, they live, let them separate. But divorce is not an option. There is a difference between divorce and separation. There is separation. Divorce is not an option. Because divorce is not an option does not mean you should that they hit you now. They hit you, say you fell under the slab. Tomorrow you say now one car brush you. Before you know it, you don't reach grave. And I can assure you, before 1 year, the man will marry. Keep your life. And when the man won't marry, for church, we go marry him, we go join him, because wife, he don't die. And he is free to marry. Do we understand? Church, they take side, though. They use emotion. And what Bible say church will follow. Do we understand? Stay alive, oh. Do you understand? Stay alive, oh. All the people where they do third party, the man they beat you, no tell pastor, you no tell anybody. If you die, we go bury you. If the man won't remarry, we go marry him. Do the blessing. We go lay hands and bless them. Do you understand? If you give offering, church go collect them. See, there are some truths that we must tell you nakedly. There are some people that have been beaten and they are keeping quiet. This, that. Be very careful. Stay alive first, oh. We have covenant. We will not go bury anybody. So even if they beat you, you not go die, but they go beat you well. If what we know, if you know about before you separate, if you like, no, tell us. As for men, that women are beating also, no, tell us. May I talk more? Before we just say this pastor said.
Why settling conflict? Let the parties not make up their mind that they are not going to. They are not whatever they have in their mind to believe is what they will believe. So no matter they don't want to listen to the other party, we must learn to listen to your spouse very well.
Yeah.
Maybe watch how you are thinking your own way. Because there was one program, family we settled. The man said because he had said the children should never beat themselves. No matter what if they are quarreling. none of them should hit the other person. The senior should not hit. So the moment he sees that, he will want to go and beat the person that is beating this person. So he's not allowing the children to really understand each other and give respect to themselves. Because sometimes the way you talk to your senior can trigger certain things. You see this man doing that, and he said he has said something, and nobody should cross that line. So if you are crossing that line, he will get up. We must listen and to the spouse. The woman will say, "Daddy, don't do this, don't do this. Oh, my husband, don't do this." He said, "No, it is what he wants that it must reign in the house." You can't all know everything. Let's be guided, please.
I like saying it, and I will say it today again. Wedding is cultural, marriage is spiritual. Should I repeat myself? Wedding is cultural, marriage is spiritual. Most of the things we do on the wedding day, carry cola, no, go give, or they are all cultural. Once you pay the bride price or dowry, and you are married, it's scriptural principles. God has set up it's scriptural principles that are now, not cultural principles. Most of the challenges we have as African men are cultural issues. You know all those things about that's the way I don't really like gizzard. We say a man they chop gizzard. Just look at it. They think not even sweet. They say a man they chop. You know, you do this, you must kill fowl. You know all those kind of African man they talk to you. They do this. You know all those kind. They are cultural things that are causing problems in marriages. We should be able to separate our cultures from what the Bible says. If you want to enjoy your marriage, have what the Bible says. Now, even people that rule and control and rule over everybody in their family, they don't have peace. Go and check that they have IBP. They die. Why not calm down your wife? You and your wife resolve matters so that everybody will have good IP, good BP, and you grow up together well. And enjoy yourself. All this, I am in charge. I am this. Nobody should say, I am that. I am this. Make una they calm down. That's why men die before women. We carry many things that are very cultural. That is not adding anything to us. I mean, my prayer be saying, may God give every man money. And that you will not use that money against your wife. That's our prayer for every man. You should have money. Have what it means to take care of your family. That no woman will be looked down on by the wife because of virtue of not having anything to take care of the family. So please, let's resolve conflicts. Well, also for us, let us know that if one person does not have the ability to supply like the past, let's know that it's a phase. Let us not misbehave at that time. Do we understand? When a party has no capacity to supply like the past, it is a phase. It's not a destination. Let's not fail the test of adversity in our marriages. As a pastor, I hear many things many times. I counsel many people, not in church. In my office, people come to my office that I don't know to counsel. I have people that call me on phone to counsel. These are things we hear every time. That somebody had a financial challenge is a phase. Don't misbehave because of that phase. It will soon pass. The person will still be stronger in the future. They pass. That is one. Number two is that because I said this, that is it will soon pass. Does God give the authority to the men to sit down lazily because they are and say it's a pastor say it's a phase now? You now sit down, cross your leg and say it will soon pass. It will soon pass. 5 years, it will soon pass. And you are saying because we have men that we talk, you say I have a degree, I have masters. I can't do that kind of job. I can't do that. Your children will not respect you. Your wife will not respect you. You have brought it upon yourself. As a man, you should be able to do anything to take care of your family. And the church say, amen, Abi. Okay. The Lord bless you. I think we have handled it. God bless you all in the name of Jesus.